Wilfried Zaha has now left Crystal Palace. How do you feel about the situation? We'll be discussing that. The lines will also be open. But before we do get started, there's also people behind the scenes, such as AJ and Stan, who's going to be joining us, where you guys can call in as well. I am a bit emotional. I have to say that. I'll explain my reasons, but I thought I'll say it before I start the stream. As always, if you do enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get this conversation started. End of an era, start of a new era, and also before we actually get started, people, Michael Olise has been linked, according to Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein, to Chelsea and Man City as well. So there's that as well going on today. But look, let's get started with this reaction, and let's see what you guys are thinking. What's going on, people? As I said, it is a sad day, depending on how you view the situation. But before we do get started, as I always do, as of recently, you guys have been smashing the like button. So if you can get over 100 likes once again, that'd be fantastic. And also subscribe if you're new here and want to see more Palace content. This is the start of a new era for Crystal Palace in a way, without Zaha. So it'll be interesting to see what we do. So we have way more content coming up now. Things are getting serious. Before I give my thoughts, things are getting serious now. Zaha is on his way. He's on a plane right now. He should be landing at Turkey. I don't know if it's any minute now because of the time difference, but he might be landing right now to officially become a Galatasaray player. A medical booked, a 3-year deal that he's signing over there. It comes as a shock on a Sunday. No one really expected it. It was Fenerbahce, but now it seems like he's going to Galatasaray. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about how he's left Palace. There's people upset about that. There's people that are not that fussed about it. Whether Galatasaray was the right move for him and more. So we'll be discussing that. But before we do, AJ, I want to bring you into it and get your thoughts on it. Zaha now is not a Crystal Palace player. How does that saying that to you?
I mean, officially, he's not been a Crystal Palace player for a minute. So obviously that is what it is. And at the end of the day, he is one of our greatest players. We must move on. Am I happy about where he went? No. Am I happy about where the club is going? No. Am I happy with the board? No. There's just a lot of things and a lot of things coming out that just makes me feel a little bit bitter. I can't lie. He's done what he's done for us. He's entitled to have his, go wherever he wants and do whatever he wants. But I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the right club for him, man. I feel like there's definitely a bit of something seedy that I'm missing here somewhere, man. It just feels a bit tacky. Like he's already recording his recording his Galatasaray welcome videos and stuff, and he ain't even sent us a little goodbye or not even a little message or anything. We've yet to use our facilities, but I think that's the club's fault. And a lot of these so-called air quotes journalists want to make up all these stories talking about this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Just goes to show, don't believe everything you read. It's just been a crazy Sunday, man. My mood's just on the floor right now, man. I'm just not in a good mood about it. At the end of the day, whether he's going to stay or not, that's neither here or there, man. But I don't feel like it, it just feels a bit weird. The club he's gone to, the way he's gone. I feel a bit bitter about it, man. I can't lie.
Yeah, so the lines are actually open now. If you guys want to join, and then if you click on the pinned comment, I'll pin it in just a second. You guys can call into the show to have your say. We'll be reading our comments as well. Don't worry about that. Of course, there's a lot of you here. So if you can smash a like button, that'll be much appreciated as well. But Stan, Galatasaray, 3-year deal. Do you think it's the right move for him at 30 years old with the offers that he had on the table?
I think he is the worst advised player in professional football, and he has been his entire career. His brother's a crook and just advises him, where he's getting the biggest bunts from. Do you know what I mean? And I know that because I know people that have done certain work with Zaha, etc., and how much they have to pay him, etc. So, listen, all the hype and all the moaning and bitching and complaining that he did on the field the past 5 or 6 years, and how he strutted his stuff, walked around like he was too good for the club. And you know what? You end up at Galatasaray. Good luck, mate. Good luck, Wilf. Thanks. You've done an amazing job for Palace. Don't get me wrong. I'll always respect what you did and I love you. But, you've gone to Galatasaray, bruv. Like, honestly, you're going to slate me for this. I would have been like, if he went to like a Europa League team playing in the Prem, I would have been like, not Brighton, obviously, but if you went to like a West Ham or a Villa or something, I'd be like, all right, cool, I can understand. You're going for big money, you're going to play in Europe, but you're going to a Farmers League. He's probably the biggest player that league's ever signed, or one of, right? You're going to a Farmers League to play 6 group stage games in the CL, and then to play, who else is even in that league? Fenerbahce, Besiktas, Galatasaray, who else? Rizespor. Dude, like, you're going to test yourself against the deadest players. Just go Saudi for the big payday, man. Like, what are you going over there for? Waste, man.
So why do you think he picked that move? I'm going to give my thoughts on as well.
Because I think his brother is on a bung from the president of Galatasaray, mate. Is why. I've no idea. But, yeah, I can't even... Whatever, man. Just
as I said, I am very hurt by this move because I expected better from him. I'm hurt for different reasons. One, joining Galatasaray. Look, if he, as Stan said, if he was to join a team, because he had lots of offers, right? We spoke about his offers, lots of clubs interested, etc. And if European football was a key factor to his decision making, then he could have joined so many other teams that's actually been doing well in Europe. Galatasaray historically, if you look at the Champions League spots, for the last, I don't know, nearly 20 years, they're group stage. They're a group stage team. They don't come out of group stages.
Dude,
so you're telling me
you qualify for the group stage. They're not even in the group stage.
And by the way, I can say this because I'm Turkish. So I've been following Turkish football since I was a little kid. The fact is, in the Turkish league right now, despite them winning the league, you don't get automatic Champions League qualification. That's the type of league he's going into because the league has fallen off. The quality of that league is not that good. Sörloth, remember, at Parish couldn't do anything, goes over there in Turkey, absolutely smashes it, then ups his offers, etc. I don't know if that's Zaha's plan, but I don't think that's the case because he's 30 years old now. He's different to kind of Sörloth. But I just think it's a weak move. And I feel let down. I feel let down by the situation because honestly, I just don't feel like the way that this has happened now, I just don't feel like he ever had the intention of signing for Palace again.
Nah.
I just feel like he used us on the side as like a just in case things don't work out, then I'll come back to Palace. And if that was the case, because I've been talking about it for ages and I tried to back him on the situation for ages, you can blame the club for this. You can blame the club. Maybe they didn't put a deadline. Maybe they should put a deadline on the Zaha situation. Maybe that should have happened in contract situation. But the fact that it's the 23rd of July, he used our facilities. I'm not that fussed about facilities, but it's the 23rd of July. If he was not going to stay at Palace, why didn't he just be clear with us from the start? Because I genuinely, after all of this, I just don't think he wanted to stay. And now we can have that conversation. Why didn't he want to stay at Palace? Is there bigger things? Is that ambition or not? Because now Michael Olise is being linked with a move away from the club as well. So what exactly it is, that's debatable. But I just feel like it's just for a player that I have high expectations on. I just think it's just a weak move. Does the Turkish league matter that much? I think that's one thing that he's highly guaranteed in Galatasaray. The Turkish league and the Turkish fans will absolutely adore him. He's going to land right now. Maybe there'll be videos that'll be coming out. We'll look at them live as well whilst we're talking about it. And he's going to get absolutely loved. And it's going to be loved that he gets more than Palace. Like over there, people are obsessed with football. I get it. They are. And it's just different to how it is here. But 6 games in maybe he expects Galatasaray to have a good run in Champions League. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get why we had to wait till the 23rd of July for him to pick a move like this. Saudi would have made more sense, as you said, Stan. For me anyways, because the quality of players that are going to Saudi, there's actually genuine quality players there. And he will earn more money. This just feels like an insult to Palace in a way. That's what it feels like in a way. I mean, the fact that he chose Galatasaray, they are a bigger club than in terms of like fans, etc. than Palace. Yes, they are. But the league that they play in and the circumstances, the majority of the time it's going to be playing in the Turkish league. It's not going to be just Champions League every single week. So for me, it doesn't make any sense. And best of luck.
I just want to pull up a list of the teams in that league, what quality player plays there that he's going to pip himself against. All right, he's not going to win anything at Palace. Let's be real. He might get us top 10. We would have maybe challenged for Europa Conference League spot at best, but he's testing himself against the best players in the world. Literally. and then he's going to Galatasaray, to that dead league, bruv. Like, you know what?
Look, as someone who's Turkish, I know about the Turkish league, like I'm known about, and the Turkish league. This summer they're trying to, Fenerbahce got Tadic, etc. But majority of the time,
Who?
Tadic. Yeah, exactly.
Dusan Tadic.
Dusan Tadic. Yeah, that's where we're going. Yeah, that's where we're going towards. But anyways, for the majority of the time, what happens in that league is players go there towards the end of their career for payday. That's what it is. You can get a bit more money payday. But in this circumstance, is Will's career over? It's not over. He's in his 30s. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's disrespectful to himself. This move, that's what pisses me off. And for me, as someone, for example, as I said, I'm Turkish. My family, Fenerbahce fans, that adds a bit more thing to it. Me on a personal basis. So I've got that bias towards it, and I can admit it. So I do not like it one bit. But overall, just going to the Turkish league just does not make any sense for me. But anyways, let's bring on Luke, and then we'll talk about it a bit more. Also, we'll post a link as well once again, so you guys can call in and have your say on the matter. Luke, Zaha officially gone now. He's on his way to Turkey right now on a plane, or he might have landed by now. What do you make of the situation?
It's a bad move. The league's terrible. You've only got 3 or 4 good teams in that league, really. Maybe Champions League would have probably persuaded him, but apart from that, maybe the money. Maybe they offered more money.
Well, the money side of things, it doesn't seem like they offered crazy amounts of money. If money was a factor, then I would assume he went to Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia offered the most amount of money. And you mentioned Champions League, and this is the whole narrative going around. It's sort of the Galatasaray in the Champions League, they don't progress past the group stages. It's rare. They go maybe last
he just wants to play in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Then don't you think he should have joined a club that could probably do more in the Champions League? Then what is it then? Because there were other clubs that were interested in Zaha. We've known about all along. So why, if Champions League matters so much, and why don't you join a club that could do more of a damage in the Champions League? No,
I don't know. It's a weird move, but it is what it is. Let's hope that the Olise thing isn't true, but maybe it's a possibility, because there's a lot of journalists saying that Olise is almost a done deal. But let's hope. I'm just vexed about Palace, like the situation at the moment. Like 1 minute we don't have the money. The next minute we have the money. The next minute we don't have the money. Well, what it is? Well, it's just. It's just stupid, man. Literally, it is. It's just
someone. Sorry to interrupt you, Luke, but Mike Gordon said Wilf might as well have gone to Celtic.
I don't know. Yeah, I just yeah. I think everyone is like well, neutrals. It seems like anyways they're kind of shocked. I've been speaking to fans from different clubs as well. They're kind of shocked that he went to the Turkish league, because despite him getting so much hate, people recognize that he's got talent. So it's like a discredit to himself. It's a discredit to himself going to the Turkish league. I'm sorry, but it really is. He's better than that. I think he is. He's truly better than that. If he was 33, 34, then fair enough. But I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I think he's going to realize what he's done after he plays all week in, week out, and he realizes that, damn, like, okay. So do you think this is the case? Do you think him winning any kind of trophy is a motivation, because there's a higher chance of him winning the Turkish league, Luke?
But what is the Turkish league?
That's what I'll say. That's what I'm thinking as well.
What is it?
You know what? Yeah. There's probably better quality in the Championship. Let's be real. It's probably the Championship is probably a better quality league than the Turkish Super League. Overall, I would agree that. If you're talking about the top 3, top 4 teams, then you can debate where they'll fit in the Premier League. I think they're not Championship quality team. They'll be probably mid-table, pushing top half Premier League teams at best. But yeah, I think if you compare the Turkish league as a whole, it's not it's nothing better than the Championship. And Galatasaray, I just think that's probably one of the best things to happen to them in a long time. Radamel Falcao went there and he just got a massive payday, and he didn't end up playing the game he didn't end up playing for them properly, because he just got his payday and he left. That's what the Turkish league is normally used for. It's towards the end of your career. So it's just a disappointment.
Good luck to Wolf with his ambition.
You know,
well,
I don't know, man.
we'll
Maybe his dream to always play up front with Mario and Cardi and what was his name, Zolano or whatever his name is.
yeah, but exactly.
Because other than that, I don't get it, bro. It just seems weird. Like he speaks
So
about
what does it say
ambition. He
about
speaks about
Palace?
maybe the writing's on the wall, bro, and the ambition's not there. You know, that's the other side of the coin that we're not looking at. Like maybe he's spoken to Steve Parish. Steve has not been able to give him any guarantees or assurances. And maybe he's seen the writing on the wall and maybe jump ship before it starts sinking. Can't rule it out. Because this summer so far has proved to me, these men don't know what they're doing. They don't. Like, there is nothing that I've seen so far this summer that says to me, right, we're in a try. Like, I'll be honest, right? When we got Lerma over the line so rapidly and so quickly and earlier on, I was starting to get gassed. I thought we were about to do a madness this summer. Then a week passes. Then things start getting quiet. Then Roy gets announced, which just kind of bamboozled me on all kinds of levels. Then I'm hearing Wilf's just not on nothing, and he's just like gonna bide his time and make his decision. Like, bruv, this team is frustrating me out there.
Bruv, AJ, but you know what? I've been on here, and I say it in the group chat regularly. I've been on here for years. I've been on Twitter for years saying Steve Parish is the back of a cigarette packet chairman, mate. He is he doesn't know what he's doing. There's only so long you can run a Premier League football club off a women of prayer, mate. Do you know what I mean? And he spent last year, him and Dougie spent their entire summer chasing Flynn Downs to play in centre mid and Conor Gallagher. Both of them went, no, we're not coming. And this time he's spent his entire summer chasing a player out of contract to re-sign. And now he's going to lose Olise as well and replace them both with Damari Gray and some kid from Brazil.
Damari Gray.
Bruv, do you know how underwhelming that whole thing is? Like, after seeing Wilf announced, right? No, I'll tell you how my Twitter timeline just went about 20 minutes ago. I scroll up, right? I see Wilf doing his little welcome sign to Galatasaray, right? That rattled me. Then 30 seconds later, I'm hearing, Olise has agreed personal terms and he just needs to sort out the fee with Palace. Then I'm seeing, Damari Gray and Mateus Franco as a replacement. Bruv, I nearly fell out of like my orbit of space. Like I legitimately nearly just sunk into the middle of the earth, bruv. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
this is going to be one.
I'm head lost. Yeah, the thing
it's going to be a rough, and it's going to be a rough season. I'm telling you, it's going to be rough.
At the start of July, AJ, if this happened at the start of July, I'd be more fine with it. It would make a bit more sense. The fact is, it's coming towards the end of July. That's why I feel hurt. That's why I feel let down. If he didn't want to stay at Palace, and the fact is, I know it's not his fault, but the fact is, he's on a plane. We haven't heard any goodbye. I think he'll make a goodbye video, or Palace will make a farewell video to him. I think that will happen.
But does it matter though? What does it matter? Like goodbye videos, bruv, are pointless to man.
I know. But what annoys me right now? What annoys me right now? Yeah, maybe I'm emotional. As I said at the start of stream, people, I am emotional. I can say I am head lost right now. But what annoys me is the first thing that I see from Wilf is him saying, "I'm on a plane, Galatasaray fans. I'm coming over." Like I haven't it just do you get how big of a player he was for us? And that's the first thing I see. I don't see anything about Palace. And maybe I'm looking too much into it, but it's just I'm emotional. As I said, I'm all over the place right now. But that's the first thing that I see. I see a video of him on a plane saying, speak to Galatasaray fans. And rightly so, he wants to let the fans know that he's on his way. But you're Crystal Palace, one of the Crystal Palace's greatest ever players. Like, surely you could have just said, you lot put out a tweet. I have to first say goodbye before I address other people. I have to say goodbye to Palace fans.
That would have been a classy thing to do, D. But you know what? I met him in 2022, and I can tell you now, he's a freaking horrible bloke. He's horrible. He's rude. He's arrogant. He's a horrible, horrible bloke. Honestly,
maybe I don't know. Maybe
just on the other coin, Stan. Just on the other coin, right? I was out with the mother of my kids a couple of years ago, and I saw him in Central, Croydon, and he actually was the opposite of that. He might have caught him in a bad day, maybe I caught him in a good day. But just to back him a little bit, all the man them that I know hang around with him are good people, and they're good dudes, and they always say he's a decent enough guy, bruv. And when my partner at the time asked him for a photo, he was more than forthcoming, bruv. Just to back him a little bit. I know everyone's rattled, just to back him a little bit, he's always been pretty blessed around my people. So
can I just say on the
just to throw that there.
Yeah, I met Wilf at goals at Beckenham. No, not Beckenham. Yeah, Elmer's End. He didn't want to vote with me. He was like, no, got to go.
He's horrible, mate. I was there with my CPFC Toronto flag outside Selhurst, and he walked out and he went, I'm not signing nothing. And I called him out on it. I said, you prick, I've come all the way from Toronto, and security pulled him back and made him do it. But he's honestly, you know what? You can just tell, no class, mate. Video to the Gala fans, training facilities, stringing along. He don't care about Palace, mate. He don't.
So let's look at Luke. There's other people waiting behind the scenes, but from here onwards, what do you want to see? Surely, is Damari Gray good enough as a Wilf replacement signing?
No Damari Gray. I want to see Sulemala from Southampton, and I want to see
what with the buttons on Parish's shirt.
I don't know, Sulemana, and then I want to see just more signings, but I don't. At this current time, I don't see it happening. And by the way, I don't think we have the money to compete in this league. We do not. Literally. Say it right.
Well, this should free up the budget now. Now things are more clear. We should free up the budget. I mean, £200,000 a week. That we keep. That should, if you split that a bit, you can have a transfer budget with that, as well as £100,000 a week on the side to a player, or £50,000 a week. So we should have a bigger budget now. That's the thing. We have to go get a replacement.
Do you see us spending it?
I don't. Well, I think okay. So I want to say this point as well. Earlier on the stream, I think this has probably pissed off Steve Parish as well. To give benefit, I think he has pissed him off. I think he has. I know you're saying no, Stan, but I think he has pissed him off. I think Steve Parish is a man, that when looking at a bigger picture of things, he basically said no to Palace whilst offering £200,000 a week, our highest offer ever to a player. He said no to that, and he went to Turkey. And I think this is now where Steve Parish can earn his money and prove a point to Zaha, and say that's why you made a mistake by leaving us. Ambition needs to be shown, not to Zaha. I've said this before as well. We've got Olise also rumored to, potentially be of interest to Chelsea and Manchester City. We need to show ambition on why these players should stay at the club. We need to do that.
And also show ambition to the fans. Simple as.
Yeah.
Fans exactly. The fans is what is the most important thing of the football club.
But do you know what, right? Do you know what, right? This is where my logical brain kicks in a bit, right? How are we talking about Stephen Parish needs to show ambition now? He's let Zaha walk through the door. Bro, any person with common sense, right, would have had Zaha's contract wrapped up either a year or 18 months ago anyway. The fact that it came all the way till after the last minute is a joke to man. Like, how are you telling me he managed to run his contract all the way down to the point where he's using our facilities for free and freely however he wants, and then toy with us for the past couple of weeks or during this whole transfer window? Like, bro, anybody with common sense knows you don't let a football player run his contract down, especially the star player, the brand, the merchandise, the MVP. Like, Steve Parish has got to be in the mud for this as well, man. He needs to hold corn as well, because I don't understand, right? That's incompetence. Because if you've got a star asset in any business model, you don't let it ruin its value. Why was he sitting on his hands for the past 12 months knowing that his contract was going to run out?
Yeah, I feel like
you're farting about, bro.
I feel like where you can blame Steve Parish on this is we gave Zaha too much leeway. We didn't set him a deadline, and you can blame me for this. I wanted Zaha at all costs. We made all type of excuses why he hasn't signed a new deal because of this and that and that. I think we made a mistake there. We gave him too much. Like, we were on our knees for him, it feels like. In any other club, they probably would have set a deadline. Because we're offering good money. We're offered good money to Zaha, £200,000 a week. It's not like we offered him 100k a week and said, we'll wait for you. That's £200,000 a week we're offering him, our highest ever contract. We made a mistake probably by not setting a deadline. And now we're in this position, 23rd of July, where he's off to Turkey. And now who are we going to sign? Damari Gray, for me, is not a Zaha replacement, with all due respect. There's no way he could be. Come on, man.
But do you know why he's done that? Because Zaha has saved his ass every single year since he's been back at Palace. Every single year, Zaha's been one of, if not the best player in the team. He's saved his ass. He's kept us up, etc., etc. All the while, he hasn't got to spend money on a replacement or, how many good transfer windows have we had since we've been up? 2, 3? Do you know what I mean? 2, 3
One.
maximum. No, we've had the Allardyce relegation battle window.
January, yeah.
We've had, the one where we
Vieira,
signed Dubai was a good window. We signed Benteke, but this is what and then we had the other one with under Vieira in his first summer. But listen, Parish has had, he's stalled this club. Look at the ownership structure. Realistically, Harris and Blitzer should be like, oh, Wilf's gone. Olise might be going, all right, let me just chuck 100 million to this, put 100 million to this club so we can buy some players. But we can't do it because of the ownership structure that Steve Parish has created. And that's the thing. He's going to come.
I've got to go.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah.
Take it easy, Luke.
Having your say.
Listen,
If you guys want to join the show as well, make sure to call in. The link is pinned. There's a few people waiting behind the scenes. As always, if you're enjoying it and want to see more Palace content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. People, only takes a second of your time. That'd be much appreciated. As I said, emotions are raw right now. People are heated. So yeah, we will try to keep it intact, but it is what it is. We're not gonna stop whatever people are thinking if you're pro or against this move. Let's bring on Henry next. Henry, Zaha to Galatasaray. Done. 23rd of July. End of an era now.
Yeah.
What do you make of it all?
Yeah. I kind of disagree with what you guys have been saying. I think, although the quality of the league in Turkey is nowhere near as good as the Premier League, like at the end of the day, he's still got a better chance of winning something there than he does if he stays at Palace, because
winning what,
as we know, a Turkish Cup, a Turkish league is better than mid-table Premier League.
Winning League One, mate.
No, it's not that. But like literally, you got 3 teams competing for the league, but the Turkish league is the Turkish league. My point is that us as a club, we don't show ambition. We don't go out and try and improve ourselves. We just settle for mediocrity. And why should Zaha, after everything he's done for us, kept us up for year after year after year, why should he have to spend the rest of his career mid-table in the Premier League? Like that's the way I see it, to be honest. Obviously, I'm hurting. Obviously, I'm sad. I wish he could have stayed. But you got to get, after everything, I think you just got to let him go and move on. I mean, I'm more worried about how we're going to replace him, to be honest.
I mean, Henry, you got half a point there, right? So I agree to half of what you're saying, but nowhere in history have I ever heard any player turn around and go, well, look at all these Turkish titles I won. Not one.
Yeah, but
Henry,
mate, isn't
Hakan Sukkar drives a taxi in America now.
Yeah, but mate, isn't that better than... Wouldn't you rather win one Turkish league than nothing at Crystal Palace?
No, I wouldn't. I'd rather play my entire career in the Premier League, to be honest with you.
Why? But isn't winning something?
And I'm not saying...
I guess he's got half a point, but the problem is it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's subject to the individual. That's the problem, because there are going to be some individuals out there that want to, to look back and say, well, at least I won the Turkish league, but I don't know, bro.
No,
I don't see it.
The champion. I know what you're saying about the Champions League as well. Like, they're not great in the Champions League. They might not even qualify for the group stage, but at least he has a chance to play in the Champions League. He's never going to get a chance to even play in the Europa League with us, let alone the Champions League.
You know what, though, Henry? I'm not saying that he should have stayed with us. I'm just saying he should have gone to a better caliber team. If he'd have gone to
no one was offering.
There you go. So that tells you how good his agent is and how badly advised he is.
Yeah, but that's not his fault if he's badly advised and if his agent.
Well, it is because he employs his advisors. It is his fault. What's his legacy going to be, man? What's Zaha's legacy?
Zaha's legacy. I'll tell you what Zaha's legacy is. He came to us, right, as a youth player.
I know, my mate discovered him
through the ranks. He did so good that Man United signed him. They didn't give him a chance. They thought he slept with Moyes' daughter. He didn't. He came back to us. He kept us in the Prem for 10 years, and now he's finally getting the chance he deserves. Albeit it's not at the big, table-topping European club, but it's a European club. It's a new challenge for him. He spent the 8 years playing in a team that just has been stale, has just threatened to we've only creaked
know-
in the top 10 once. That's
Mate,
it.
Colin
Since-
Kazim
since-
Richards
since-
played for Galatasaray. Just put that in your locker, mate. Colin Kazim Richards played for
There's been
Galatasaray.
some quality players that play for Galatasaray as well, but
Okay.
the problem is, if you're mentioning names, they play them towards the end of the career. That's my whole
I mean,
point.
Drogba,
He could do
played
better.
for them, didn't he?
Yeah. Drogba did play. I mean, Eto'o played in the Turkish league as well. But the
Yeah.
fact is, Eto'o was like
Wesley
35.
Sneijder.
Eto'o was like 35, and he was the top scorer, which says everything about that league. But I think, as you said, Henry, you made a good point about it being competitive between three teams. But I think Zaha will destroy that league. I'll be massively
absolutely
surprised
he
if he
will.
doesn't score 20 goals. But the thing is,
But you know what?
you said there was
I'm more angry. I'm sorry, but I'm more angry at the club, at Parish, with failing to put their money where their mouth is and actually go and sign.
Steve
Like,
Parish ain't got no
that
money, mate.
speech on the
Ain't got no money.
well, where is the money then? That's my question. Because apparently there's money
I've
to
been asking for
buy a new
years.
stand, but like the non-existent stand that we've all been waiting for all this time. Like, where's that? Like, we're gonna take this club to the next level. No, you're not. Jefferson Lerma. That's it. We have such a thin squad. I mean, I don't know about you lot, but I'm worried about staying up. Like, we have one left back, we have two aging right backs, we have two good centre backs, but if they get injured, we've got, Richards and Tompkins. That's a bit dodgy. Like, Richards is great, but Tompkins is, getting on. Like, we can barely string a team together. We don't have a player for each position. Like, we can barely make up a squad. I'm worried about staying up. I'm worried about the future of this club. And Zaha hasn't seen any assurances that the club is actually going to improve and get better. And that's why he's leaving, because like he's given us all he can. He's carried the weight of the team on his shoulders for years and years and years. I mean, all right, not so much the last few years because of Olise and Eze, etc. But still, it's a lot to. I just don't think that we can ask any more of him. And I think, I just, although it hurts me to see him move there in a way, because I believe he's a lot better than the Turkish league, I just can't. I just can't be mad at him. I'm sorry, I just can't be.
No, that's fine.
I mean, it's fair.
respect
It's
your
fair.
opinion, yeah. And that's
Yeah,
the whole
it is.
purpose of this channel,
Oh,
where people
totally
can come
fair.
on and have their say and have their opinions. You should. I don't want everyone to agree with us. That's fine. I prefer it like that and respect your opinion.
Emotions are hard.
Yeah, emotions.
Raw,
For me, Henry, as I said it
completely
before, I would have preferred him to join either Beşiktaş or Fenerbahçe. I just don't like Galatasaray.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of things.
It's
not only me. It's not only me. You can ask Leeds fans as well what's been happening in the past. They'll be able to explain it to you as well. There's a lot of things about that club that I just don't like one bit. So for me, Galatasaray, they do win the league, right? So that's not it's not going to be a massive win if Wilf goes there and they'll win the league. But Fenerbahçe, for example, they're another big Turkish club. They haven't won the league since 2014. Or Beşiktaş, he could have went Beşiktaş, and he would have had a bigger legacy, even in the Turkish league, if he joined one of them clubs than Galatasaray. But he just, I don't know. He just, for me, it's a bit frustrating in that aspect.
That's fair enough. But I mean, I just think from his perspective, he's given Palace all he could. He's joining the Turkish champions. He's joining a club that at least is trying to get, push for better things. Are we trying to push for better things? I don't think so.
What needs to happen now, Henry? Just quickly. Zaha gone replacement wise. There's talks about Demarai Gray, Franca. Is that good enough?
The Franca kid, I have literally absolutely nothing about that one, about him as a player at all. He could be great. He could be a gem, a hidden gem, but he also could be rubbish. Who knows?
Who's that, Franca?
Franca. That's a big risk. But I mean, Demarai Gray, he would be all right. He'd be nothing compared to Wilf. But I feel lost. I feel lost with this club, because how are we expecting to compete in the league this year? We just have a shell of a team, right? And we've got a good 11. Don't get me wrong, we've got a good 11, but our depth is just ridiculous. There's so little depth in that team. I mean, in the midfield, what is there? Hughes is a backup midfielder, Amada, and like who else? Like, help me out. Who else is
Yeah,
there?
I mean, our forward that's going to America right now, they're on the plane as well. Funny enough, Palace are on the plane as well, but going the other way in the world.
Yeah, do you know what, right? Do you know what? Henry drives a very fair point, because I did look at that USA squad team and I just stared at it and I thought to myself,
I mean, shall I tell you our
I mean,
forwards?
it does look dire.
Where's Guaita as well? Is he off as well?
So apparently,
allegedly,
he's handed in a
He's on the plane.
transfer request because he's been told he's not going to be number one.
He's going home, mate. He's going home.
Okay, so we're gonna lose him as well. So what if Johnson gets injured? What are we gonna do? Put Matthews in there.
So right now, I'll tell you. So Johnson, Raymond Matthews, just quickly. I know we're gonna go back to Wilf. Johnson, Raymond Matthews as our goalkeepers. In terms of forward options, that's going to America. This is very scary to hear. Raksaki, Gordon, Ayew, Mateta, and Edwards. I know there's Ahmed and Eze who fit into midfielders, but that forward option is one of the worst. Like, it's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. With all due respect,
I'm genuinely worried that we are not going to sign, if not any players, we're not going to sign enough good players to stay in this league, right? Because if we start the season against Sheffield United with the squad we have now, and we don't buy anyone else, relegation. I'm telling you. I mean, it's just, I don't understand. If Parish means the championship by taking the club to the next level, then yeah, he's right.
Henry, I'll tell you something.
I saw someone say the same thing. Someone said that when Steve Parish said he's taking the club to the next level, he didn't say what direction.
Was it? He means the championship, does he?
Yeah. I will tell you something,
bro. Do you know what? Right? He needs to. Do you know what? Right? He needs to come out. He needs to come out and talk. Yeah. He needs to come out and talk because you are giving us no sense of hope right now. He's giving us no sense of hope right now. No sense of hope, no sense of purpose. I don't give a fuck about a stand. I don't care, bro. Because at the end of the day, I'll still sit in my seat no matter what it looks like or how pretty or how colourful the paint is. I don't care about that, bro. I want progression.
What's the point of a new stand in the championship as well? Like, come on. But
that's what I'm saying, bro. We need progression, man. 17th, 17th, 14th, 12th, 13th, 11th. Bro, that is long.
That's precisely why I think Will said.
Just going back to Steve Parish, did you guys watch his interview with Gary Neville end of last season?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why that's a bag of crap, right? Because he's a PR merchant. That's how the man got rich.
Okay, listen. He said something that struck a chord with me there. Because he himself admitted, and listen to it, he said, when you're a club like Palace that may drop back into the championship, he said that. There you go. That's all you need to know about him. He said it before. Like, trust me, these people, like 2010 was 13 years ago. Yeah, he saved the club. Well done, mate. Thank you. But like, you got to do something, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
Is it? I mean, and people say to me, like, they say, "Oh yeah, but be careful what you wish for. You could do another a Charlton or a Leeds or all these different clubs that have been in the Prem for a bit and then gone down." It's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and say, "Oh, I'm really happy with what we've got." I see the club regressing and think, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm just happy with what we got. I'm not worried about going down."
There's so many fans waiting.
Look, there's people waiting behind the scenes, Henry. Look, really appreciate your time, bro. I know we'll probably catch up soon again. There's a lot to talk about from here onwards with Palace. Thank you for coming on the stream.
I appreciate you letting me come on. Cheers, guys.
Nice one,
Cheers, Henry. Good points, bro. Good points.
Great call. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you guys want to have your say, you can also click on the pinned comment in the comment section to join us live to have your say on the Zaha situation. Let's bring on Oscar next, who's been waiting for a while. Okay. Oscar, hello. Welcome to the stream. Zaha is, it should be in Turkey right now, or he's on his way. He's on a plane going to Turkey. What do you make of it all?
There's two angles that I'm coming at this from with regards to Zaha. Firstly, the guy himself. Thank you for everything, but I wanted him to go personally. I think it's what needed to happen, but I'm really not happy about the way in which he's left. Insofar as he spent a month, longer than a month. Am I allowed to swear? By the way.
Yeah, say whatever you want. Yeah,
You want,
I
bro?
don't know
feel
if I'm
free.
allowed to do that.
Yeah, you're allowed to. Don't worry.
As long as you're allowed to
Okay.
swear in your house, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so- Yeah. But he spent a month pissing about, sending cryptic tweets and Instagram stories, and just for this to happen, and it just damages his legacy kind of for me, because but before he even releases a statement, he's on the plane to Turkey. I'll see you soon, Galatasaray fans. Nothing for us. Who've been waiting for months, but because he's taken so long, he's held up our entire window. It's right. So I'm probably in a massive minority of people here, but I've never liked him. I've never liked Zaha. I've never liked his attitude, and this for me just confirms what I've thought all along, because how are you leaving like this? Using the training ground after your injury, right? Fine, do that, but no communication with the fans, just stupid tweets, just stupid stories constantly, and it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. That this man that's carried this team on his back since we've got promoted, and it just feels really grim for him to leave under this cloud. It's rubbish.
Do you think
Just out of interest, Oscar.
Go on.
Sorry, Oscar, just a quick one. You said you never liked his attitude. Is there anything particular that's triggered that for you, or? Sorry, did you hear that? Is there anything particular that's kind of made you feel that way?
I know. I don't know what it is exactly about him. Just the way he kind of conducts himself on so. I don't know what it is actually. He's just kind of always rub me the wrong way. Sometimes you get that kind of vibe from people. I don't know really what it is, but he's always rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. Like I said, club legend. He's done so much, but I've just never warmed to him as a person, really.
Do you think, in terms of people saying who's at fault, some people are upset at Zaha, so others are upset at the club for not setting the deadline. Who do you think's at fault here? Because you'd mentioned that Zaha took his time with it, but do you think Palace made a mistake by not giving him a deadline a bit earlier on? Because we're coming end of July, and we offered him a nice bit of deal as well. So it's not like we offered him a bad deal. We offered him a nice deal. We could have easily said you could have a deadline. Do you think Palace could have done a bit better as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And we should have said to him, right, you have until this time to decide whether you want to stay or whether you want to go. I remember I read something a while back that he has until the end of June to decide. Obviously, that was bollocks, but the club should have given him a deadline and been working on a contingency plan, because
Oscar, do you realise what
staying was clearly?
Do you realise what?
I mean that's.
Steve Parish.
I mean,
can't even write on the back of a cigarette.
I mean that's a good point, but we hope, right? We hope that the club acts in a logical way. Of course they don't, but yeah. But the club should have been working on something. We get linked to a bunch of people, and then Zaha leaves, and all of a sudden, Damari Gray talks are heating up. Now, I wouldn't be hugely opposed to getting Damari Gray. I actually think he's a good player. It's big shoes to fill, but I think he'd be a good signing. But this is something we should have been doing anyway. Because people like you guys and people that have called in and already said, the state of the squad is dire. We've got nothing. We don't have enough. And I get that we're not in a position to be spending tons of money every transfer window, but we need to be doing more than what we've done. We've done the bare minimum to scrape by. We've just done the bare minimum to scrape by, and for that reason, I don't blame Zaha for going. You know, I think for both perspectives, from his perspective and the club's perspective, he had to go. But the club are offering nothing. You know, we have, you know, Roy comes out and says, "Oh yeah, our ambition is a top half finish." That's thrilling, Roy. That's amazing, Roy. We can do it, but we want more, and we deserve more, and we're not getting it. And that for me is where the fault lies with Parish, the board, the owners for not investing, for not doing enough. Like,
but Oscar, you realise they can't invest more because Parish has the golden share, and it's our ownership structure that he created is stopping investment to this football club. Okay, it's him because he wants to have his day in the sun when he builds that new stand, and where by some miracle still going to be a Premier League football club.
Yeah,
that's why there's no.
What I would say to that is we're going to build a new stand, and we've got the investment for that. We've got £100 million. So why is £100 million going on a new stand, which we don't need? You know, a shiny new stand for Championship.
We do need it. We do need it for sure. For sure, we do need it.
We do need it, mate. We do. Because we're within like FFP and stuff. We need our match day revenue to be bigger. Like, we definitely need it.
For us to grow as a club as well, yeah, we would need it, but it's a question of finding the balance between the two.
I've been caught in 4K there, haven't I?
Yeah, it's about finding the balance between both of them. You want to grow the club as well.
Yeah, it feels like more focus is being given to one than the other. For me, I don't know. Like, Parish has created a system in which we can't ultimately, you know, succeed. And his last game of the season, he comes on the pitch and he says, "We're going to take this club to the next level." This is not the next level. We are regressing. Lerma is a good signing, but if our only signing of this summer, right, is a midfielder on a free transfer from Bournemouth,
it won't be, though.
We are going
down.
It
yeah, it won't be, though. I don't think it will be. I think.
I'll tell you what, though.
It wouldn't surprise me if it would be. It wouldn't surprise me if it would be.
Damari Gray in place of Zaha is like replacing a Ferrari with a Skoda. Literally, it is.
He's right.
I mean,
he's right.
Yeah,
Dan's so right. It's mad.
But you gotta start from somewhere. I said earlier today, I can unironically see our front three next season being Schlupp, Edouard, and Dyer. I would rather have Damari Gray in that front three.
Schlupp.
No, it's not great, but it's Schlupp can play on the wing. Who else is going to play on the left?
I don't
know. I can't, man. I can't with this. This is mad.
Yeah, I don't know about Schlupp. I think we need to invest in quality. But Oscar, in terms of now going forward, do you have faith that we could, sort some of our problems out?
Nope. No. This has been a long time coming, right? Like, even aside from Zaha, we have too many holes in that squad. The fullback situation is dire. The striker situation is dire. We've got too many problems that we've let build up over all this time. And now we're reaping the benefits, are we? If we went down this season, I wouldn't be surprised. This is, this has been coming. It's been coming.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah. Really appreciate your call. Really appreciate you taking the time. We'll hopefully catch up again soon.
Next one.
Thank you.
Right, then take care, Oscar.
Thank you, guys.
See you later. Okay, if you guys want to call in, click on the pinned comment. Let's move on to the next guest, Tim.
Hey, man.
Let's go,
Timmy.
It feels like a funeral in here. That's what it feels like right now.
Well,
it is.
I mean, let me try to bring it up a little bit. I think we need to have some perspective, but first, I was sad, really sad to see this. I think we knew it was coming. think I agree with you guys. I completely mystified by Galatasaray. I don't understand, but I guess I don't need to understand, do I? I mean, he doesn't owe me an explanation, so fair enough.
He does. I think he does, mate. I think he, after all that this club
Does he
has
though,
done for
Stan?
him,
I mean,
he
well, I
owes
mean,
us.
you
Yeah.
go on, tell me. I mean, what do you think?
I think he does, man. I think after all that this club has done for him and his family, yes, he's done a lot for us. He owes us something, man. He definitely owes us a bit of respect. That's for sure.
I think what it is it's professional courtesy.
Yeah,
The fact that, you know,
right.
Look, I was there at the last game of this season, right? And he came onto the pitch with the rest of the players. They all came out. Him and Ferguson were the only guys that weren't in the squad. He came out in his own clothes. He had the wife. He had the kids with him.
I saw that.
My brother, you didn't even turn around and just give man a wave or flip me off. Like, you didn't do nothing. Like, you just kind of walked around a little bit, and then you gave your speech, and then you gave MacArthur and Mulievich their little placard things, and then you gave me some false narrative about moving on to the next level. Just because of that alone, I'm frustrated and I'm really pissed off.
Wait, are you talking about Parish or are you talking about Zaha?
I'm talking about both. Sorry, that's my bad.
I'm sorry.
So, going back to the will thing, you've then had the summer to make a decision, which you're entitled to. You got married, you had your honeymoon, you had your stag do. So that's why I gave him the time.
Yep.
But then you've come back, you've, used our facilities, and that's partly the club's fault for doing that, by the way, because you have to be a little bit more strong. Well, you have to be more strong and resilient and a little bit more cutthroat with that kind of behavior. But the thing is, any player, even if you've played for a club and you've sat on the bench the whole time, I've seen Manchester United youth players that have made one substitute appearance give better goodbye videos to their football club, and at least write a little message or a little, I've seen non-league players playing for League 2 clubs at least turn around and say, look, guys, it's been a great time, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll at least give it a little 24 hours, and then they'll do their new thing. This guy has just turned around and dismissed us like a bad date or something. It just feels a bit nasty. It just leaves a bad taste.
It does.
Whoever he's gone to, as far as I've said at the beginning of the video, he's perfectly entitled to do that. Like, he can go anywhere, but I just feel like a little bit disrespected as a fan. I think I'm in,
Yeah, no, I feel that, AJ. I mean, I think yes, I want to see. I wrote in the chat that I want to see what the goodbye video looks like when it comes. But I'm with you on that. Both of you, Stan and AJ, on that one. I'm really disappointed. It feels painful. He's done a ton for the club. I mean, I know there's a lot of comments in the chat that we're Crystal Palace FC, not Zaha FC. But there was a time when if Wilfried Zaha was not getting goals, we were in serious. I mean, that was it.
Totally.
That was. I mean, we really were in a way Zaha FC, and we have moved on from that. And I am glad that we have. So yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. I'm sad about it, but I do, man. I think the chat is partly very frustrating to me because there's a lot of, man, I usually don't curse, but I'll go ahead on this. There's a lot of shit that we don't know. There's a lot of shit that we don't know, people. So calm the fuck down. Calm down. For goodness sake, please. Like, can we just take a breath for a minute? Like, there's a lot that we don't know that's going on. And let's talk about some things that could be good from this. One of the things that's good is that we don't have a player that we got to pay £200,000 a week. And I think, given what we know about Crystal Palace, that's a hell of a lot of wages. I don't know that we can pay that sustainably. I think based on the players we lost over this last window, we can do it in the first year. It's going to be much harder to do that let's say it was a 3-year deal, would have been harder to do that over 3 years. So we don't have to do that now. And we have the opportunity. I mean, we don't know what the board's going to do. I agree that there's some problems with the ownership structure, like the decision-making structure. I do think that's an issue. Having said that, I mean, I think one of the first good thing that could come out of this is that's a lot of wage that can be reapplied into signing new agreements with Ebbs, signing new agreements with Gay, signing new agreements with other youth players, extending Decore. There's a bunch of players that do need to be on higher wages. Decore, for example, player of the year, is on £60,000 a week. I don't think anybody thinks that that is fair. You could get him right now. You could get him up to 70 or 80,000 pounds a week. Get him on a couple more years, extend him, give him a raise. Do it now. Do not wait. Ebbs is on what, 50,000 pounds a week? Get him up to 75 or 80 right now. Do not wait. Extend him now. Like that, to me, is an immediate opportunity that is completely independent of any transfers. Who the hell knows what's going to happen with transfers? I'm a little more optimistic with this one. I agree that the forward situation is just mind-blowingly bad. We need a lot of talent up front, but there is a budding spine. If we can get somebody up at the top of the spear who can score goals, we need that more than anything else. But you've got Lerma and Decore, you've got Gay and Anderson, you've got the makings of something good. I'm going to miss Vinny when he leaves, but I really like Sam Johnston. I mean, we can build something. Like we've said before, we're not that far away. We really are not that far away.
If
so there
Olise
is.
goes, I think we're 50 steps back, mate. You know,
are you confident of building something though, Tim? Are you confident that
I
people
am.
that we have right now that you know that they'll be able to do a job to build?
I am. Because look, you had this debate with Patrick D, and I'll get to the Olise thing in a second, Stan, because I think that's valid, but I'm a little bit more optimistic about it. But here's the thing: like you had this debate, D, like our transfer strategy and what we get, a return on our transfers is like terrible compared to some of these other clubs. It depends on how you measure it. It depends on how you measure it. If you're measuring it in terms of what we get, in terms of selling those players on, yep, you are right. We are not Brighton and we are not Brentford. We have not done that. We've been miserable. You can't say anything else. We've sold Wan-Bissaka, we've sold Balassi, a handful of others. Like we've not done well selling players on. But let me tell you where we have done well. In terms of the pounds spent for performance on the pitch, the pounds spent per performance and what we've gotten out of players is exceptional. It's top 5 in the league, bar none. And that's because of Dougie and that scouting team. They've been able to pull that off. Decore is I know other fans across the league don't give us any credit whatsoever. Fine. Screw them. The Decore is one of the signings of the season across the league. I'm not just counting us. I'm saying across all 20 Premier League clubs. That is one of the signings of the season. Period. End of story. And we do that all the time. But here's the thing that we don't do. We don't do enough of it, and we don't do it early enough. We don't do enough of it, and we don't do it early enough, which is really frustrating. And that is, I'm never quite going to get over that either. And I see you shaking your finger, AJ. So I think we probably agree on this one. It's maddening. It is maddening. And I wish we were better at it. But once we do it, we are really, really good at it. We don't miss a lot. We miss some, but we
Made
don't
some
miss
very
a
good
lot.
signings. When Dougie's done transfers, if you look at it as a whole, no football club can make the right transfer every single time. That's impossible to do. No
That's
football
impossible.
club does that.
Exactly.
Even Brian don't do that as well. But you don't hear about the players that are not as successful, right? That's just gone, part of it. But I trust Dougie to make the right signings if he does have the budget. But that's the most important thing, if he does have the budget. So in terms of Zaha replacements now, when you look at some of the names that's been mentioned already, Damari Gray and Matthias Franca, do you think that is enough to replace Zaha?
You cannot replace. That's not the right way to look at it. You cannot replace Wilfried Zaha. That's the wrong way to look at it, and that you just can't do that.
I get what. But in terms of player to player wise, in terms of ability wise, quality wise, would that be enough to get rid of Zaha and bring in such as Damari Gray and Matthias Franca?
I'm not big on Gray. I'll admit that up front, but I'll reserve judgment. I think there are other people who know him better than I do. I watched Franca, and what I like about him is that he is he has, what are the magic words? He has positional versatility. He plays, if we play a 4-2-3-1, he can play all three. He can drive through the center. He plays a lot on the right, and he plays rarely, but he can still play some on the left. And when I watched him, he played mostly on the right. He was very raw. His decision making was but then he does what a lot of the players, I could see why Dougie likes him. He has a moment of magic. He drives, he comes one-on-one on the left, burst of speed, beats his man, comes back around, drops the shoulder, hits with his left foot, perfect pass, goal. Beautiful assist.
Zaha just landed in Turkey, FYI.
Okay. So I could see why Dougie is interested in a player like that, because he's got that technical ability, he's got that burst of speed, and he can play across those three in behind the striker. So I could see that. Gray, I don't know, man. I just don't know. And what, did Everton get him for $2 million, and they want to sell him to us for like $15 million? I don't want that. Not really. It just doesn't. It doesn't make me excited. The only thing you can do is try to replace his goals and assists. I hate to sound like a effing accountant, which is not what I'm trying to do here. But if you're going to think about this strategically, and you're going to make investments and think in a way like the way that Brighton and Brentford do, all they're trying to do, they are ultimately trying to invest for net XG, right? They want to invest for goals on the front of the outfield players. They want to invest in excess XG, and on the back end, on the defensive line, they want to invest in players who are going to prevent XG. And so your net XG is going to be positive, which translates into goal difference. I want to invest in excess goals. That's the only way to think about it. You cannot try to replace Wilfried Zaha. So who is the person on the forward line that gives you the greatest chance at XG? And that's going to be big chances created, shots inside the box, driving into the box, players like a Hamada, that sort of player. That's the only thing you can get. Frank is probably a player like that. Gray, I don't know. I have no idea.
But Tim, if Olise goes, you lose 11 assists.
Let's get back to
so
that.
what about them reports? So Olise, a few hours after Zaha was announced, very highly reputable sources, Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, talking about Michael Olise and his release clause, which is very confusing because we thought that his release clause was sorted. It's from before, from last year, but it's, they're talking about £35 million release clause for Olise. Tim, that would be absolutely awful, wouldn't it? If we lose Zaha and Olise in like a space of 2 weeks.
It would be gutting. I think if we lost him, so here's the thing. If we lost him, I think we were hoping to keep him for at least another season and get just a crazy fee for him. Like when we talked about this before, 80 million, right? Like this before he got hurt. Like if you want Olise, come with 80 million pounds or shut the hell up. We don't want to talk to you. Like that, he's that kind of player. So 39 million, which is the report I'm seeing, is just that is not great. I mean, that can't be real, can it? I
If
guess
that's
it
the
is.
case, would you say I don't want to just go? It might sound a bit negative. I don't want to go on Steve Parish and Steve Parish blame and Dougie blame, but that would be a bit ridiculous, wouldn't it? I mean, if
It
we
would be.
somehow didn't get that sorted till now,
It just
because
it
we
doesn't
thought
make
that it was sorted.
it doesn't make sense. There's only one area where this makes more sense, where this is where world football is much different than American sport. So this is where things are really, really different, and where a report like this can make sense. In American sport, if a player gets traded, that's it. You go. If you're in MLS and you get traded, sorry, you are going to the Columbus Crew. For that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Michael Olise, like every transfer starts with, in this case, Chelsea reaching out to Michael Olise's agent and saying to that agent, hey, can you let us know whether or not Michael would be interested in joining Chelsea? Before they even talk to the club, they might say, hey, we're going to call this, Michael's agent. It might be like a heads up that this is happening, which is why you see reports that say like so-and-so is inquiring about. But that's essentially what this means. So they're going to talk to his agent. And so you got to get personal terms sorted. Like Olise has to agree that, yeah, I would do it. If the deal is right, I would do it. And only then does the club get involved. And then the club has to decide, like, he's interested. He might want to go to Chelsea. All right, what price is okay for us? So that's the worrying part, is that the agent of Michael Olise has allowed this conversation to even happen in the first place. That's frustrating. So what happens if we lose him? Yeah, I think it is a step backward, not because of the assists, Stan. I mean, yes, because of the assist, but more so that you had some real on-field chemistry between Ebbs and
poor
Olise.
management, Tim, from Steve Parish and Dougie Friedman. If there's still a £35 million release clause in that player's contract when we knew his ceiling, do you know what I mean? It's piss poor, man.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly, it's £35 million for Champions League teams.
Yeah, we don't
and
know
apparently
yet.
and then apparently he's already more than happy to agree personal terms. I'm telling you this now, right? If we lose Zaha and Olise in the same summer window, that will be my canon event. That will be me triggered. That will be my canon event. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's poor. You can't let both of them. You can't let both of them leave at the same window. But another thing that I'll say,
if I could ask something really quick. So AJ, you saw. Let me make sure I heard this right. So there's the release clause has like
allegedly it's like a special clause for Champions League teams.
So it's like 50 million, but if it's a Champions League club, it's 35 million. Chelsea's not a Champions League club. Not next year.
True, but Manchester City are.
Yeah, so what Matt was,
and they are interested, and they've just lost Mahrez.
So the Athletic reported that his release clause back in October, I believe, that his release clause is no longer available. So that's what we found out, and we spoke about it on the channel as well. But Matt Wisdom put out a tweet saying it's complicated, which does not look good, considering that he reported it. And I think he deleted the tweet after as well. So we don't even know what's going on. So these are allegedly. But AJ, I'm not bringing you down, bro. 100%. Don't get me wrong in this. But there were talks about Zaha, whether, he hasn't signed a new deal because allegedly his agent deal expires at the end of this month, for example. There's a lot of things that people say that are not true. So we don't actually know in regards to it, but that might be the case. But then
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it,
I hope you're wrong as well.
You may not be. It's. But I guess I got to get out of the way for other people to have their say here. So, I just hope that we can keep some perspective on this. It sucks to lose Wilf. I hate losing Wilf. I don't understand this move. I don't like it. I think you've convinced me. I do want to see something. Because we've backed him. I miss him. I don't want him to go. But now that he's gone, there are good things that can come from this. But yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic. I think we will make more moves. And now, I mean, first things first. Let's sign some contracts. Let's sign Jake O'Brien. Let's extend Ebbs. First order of business. Screw the transfers. Get the contracts done. Let's do that.
Well,
anyway.
we need business as well, though. I don't know if I 100% agree. Yeah, we need business for Wilf, because that's
I know, but you got to do
left wing option. We didn't have depth as it is, and now we don't have Zaha as well. So we literally have no left wingers apart from Schlupp and Jordan Ayew.
Ayew is
we need to sort
temporary.
that out. Yeah, we need to sort that out. But look, Tim, really appreciate your time. As always,
take care, guys.
And hopefully we'll catch up again soon. Thank you, Tim.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Tim.
Okay, that was Tim having to say. If you guys want to join us, click on the pinned comment to join us live to have your say. If you're enjoying it, if you can smash the like button, that'd be much appreciated. And subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Zaha has landed in Turkey and is going to be greeted by Galatasaray fans outside the stadium. So that's the latest with that. And let's bring on next has been waiting for a while. How you doing?
Had better Sundays.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So what do you make of it all? Zaha leaving to Galatasaray, do you think that's a good move?
It's depressing, really. Maybe he did it to spite the Fenerbahce fans. That's my theory.
In terms of Champions League games, he's gonna have a few Champions League appearances. Of course, they'll be playing in Champions League. They actually got a game for the group stage qualifiers. They actually haven't qualified for the group stages despite winning the league, which is why I'm a bit frustrated, because it shows the quality of that league in the first place. Do you think this was the right move for Zaha, considering some of the names of clubs that were mentioned?
Not really, because Turkish league, I mean, maybe he went there to win stuff and say, oh, look, I won this stuff, but, that's probably the equivalent of winning the championship at this rate, the Turkish cups, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So from here onwards, what do you expect in terms of replacements? Are you confident that we can? No, I don't think we can ever replace Wilf for lots of different things. I think as a whole, when you look at a bigger picture, but when you look at the actual talent and what he offers in the pitch, some of the names being mentioned, Demar Gray, Franca, do you think that will do a good enough job as a replacement for Wilf, or do you want to see a bit more?
Well, you want to see more. I mean, Gray, no disrespect to him, but he's not a Zaha replacement. I mean, I'll take him at this point because how desperate I am for a new signing to come in.
Yeah. And also mentions about Olise wanting to potentially, not wanting to leave the club, but Chelsea, Manchester City interested, according to Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein. That would be a massive blow, wouldn't it, if we were to lose Zaha and Olise? And I was going to ask Tim this, and I'll ask this to you as well, and the panel and everyone watching. Do you think this is a case of Zaha leaving, Olise's agent knowing that there's money available now, that these reports are being put out there on purpose to get Olise a better deal?
You put me on the spot. I mean, mate, it makes it even worse that he's going to a team he's going to Chelsea, and I live in a house full of Chelsea fans, so that won't be fun.
Yeah. So, do you see Olise leaving this window?
It can happen, but do I want it to happen? Obviously not. I want one more season with him, but.
Yeah, I agree. So just lastly, what happens from here onwards? Zaha's left. What do you want to see? We have to replace him, of course, but it makes it ever so more important that we get the business done sooner rather than later. Not because Zaha was going to start against Sheffield United in the first place. There's also that as well, because he was out injured, so he wouldn't have started that game. But you just want to make sure you want to assure the fans that everything's in place. I don't want to leave a last minute, right?
It's just the most frustrating things. We've left it too late. We've let it affect transfer targets because Dan Juma, who we were supposedly linked with, he's gone to Everton. I don't know if there's anyone else we've been linked with. There's Gray, but that's happening. I mean, it's just a bit frustrating because I want to see progression, but what Parish said, we're going to take this club to the next level, as that's been going around on social media as of late. But how can you take the club to the next level if you're not gonna spend or invest?
Yeah.
The club will go to the next level if he gets out of this club. Simple as.
Yeah, there's that debate. I don't think it's just the Parish Stan. I don't know. It's all of them. There's mixed news that we get about all of them. That's the problem. Is the whole ownership structure. But of course, Steve Parish is the person running the club day to day. So in the Zaha situation, it's only right to talk about Steve Parish and Douglas Friedman because they're running the club, right? So yeah. But I think the ownership structure is a conversation probably for another day because right now we're just going through the Zaha.
You got that debate with young Palace fans with old Palace fans, like debating like that whole think about where we were 12, 13 years ago. I mean, it's just how long can we use that excuse for? You don't see Brighton fans. You don't see Brighton
12, 13 years ago, mate.
Yeah. You don't see Brighton fans, old Brighton fans having to go at young Brighton fans who back probably 4 years ago when they were battling for relegation that we gave them the ticket for survival that season. You don't see them arguing now that back 10, 11 years ago we were playing in a track and field stadium. I mean, you don't see them go on about that.
Mate, I'm telling you, they're going to be going on with that and until D's walking around in a goddamn Zimmer frame, mate. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there will be that debate. Well, we'll talk about that a bit later on. But yeah. Well, you never know. Mate, Conference League, yeah. Europa Conference.
Stan will be in old people's home.
I won't be here, bruv. I'm a lot older than D, bruv. I won't be
here. Maybe I'll be in an old people's home. Fuck, you know.
Really appreciate your time. Always a pleasure talking to you. And I don't think you're making any memes, right?
No. I mean,
I don't think this is the time.
At this point,
I'll be time for it. Yeah.
At this point, be lucky to get 2 memes out during the season.
Yeah, exactly. Look, really appreciate your time. Hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon.
Cheers.
That's my mate.
Take care. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to smash the like button. If you guys want to join, click on the pinned comment. We'll bring on Chris next, who's been waiting for a while. Chris, welcome on to the show. Zaha is in Turkey right now. He's playing, has landed. It's all happening. What do you make of it all?
I don't know. I like the bloke, but hopefully he fails his medical or can't get international clearance or something. As they come back.
Hoping for the best.
It's up to the fat lady scenes. But no, it's I don't want to be in denial and things about it all. It's probably about time. He's always going to go. I've always got a feeling he's going to come back, actually, but that's for another talk for another time. But towards the end of the season, I think a lot of people kind of accepting, okay, he's not the main man anymore. It's Eze or even Olise, and we always underestimate Doucouré. So it's not as gutting to lose him now as it would have been 3 or 4 years ago when he was in his prime and he was our only hope in half for the games. But yeah, it's no coincidence that just a few minutes after that, Olise's agent decides, I quite fancy the idea of another half for that 200 grand, or maybe we can split it with Eze and whoever else. But Olise is an absolute natural replacement for Mahrez. I've never seen it's very similar players, so I can see why Pep thinks he might fit in there.
Yeah. So there's actually a video I'll put it on the screen in a bit about Zaha. He's outside the stadium right now, next to Galatasaray fans. Yeah, it kills me. It kills me to bits.
Double gutting for you. You're a Besiktas fan, yeah?
No, Fenerbahce. So
no.
Yeah, it makes it even worse. It makes it worse. So in terms of Zaha, how the whole thing panned out, what do you make of it all? I mean, some people saying we left it too late, we should set a deadline. Others are saying, we don't owe him anything, etc. Where do you stand with it all? How this whole saga happened this summer?
I don't really. We're never going to know the ins and outs of it all, but it looked like we were in control at one point, and as people have said, all the social media were hinting that I'm going to stay here. Here's my kids on the pitch. Here's me training again, looking happy enough with life in South London, and after the stag and everything. And we gave him a bit too much slack, and we weren't really professional about it all. But it's hard to be with someone who's shown that much to the club. It's hard to treat them like just another player. So with Parish and Doug in that lot, you can't just cut him off and say you've got until the 1st of July to decide and then you're off. But we'll replace him. We'll find ways to cope. I like the look of people like Ahmad already, Hamada, and others around. Raksaki's not quite ready yet, but there's a few others that are nearly, bubbling under, and we'll we move to the next stage, the next generation. We got to rebuild. It's crap to see him leave, but it's not the end of the world.
You know. I will say though, Chris, like, where's the rebuild though, mate? Like, do you know what I mean? There's no players coming in. We're talking about Damari Gray and some kid in Brazil that no one's ever heard of. I mean, these guys are hardly going to pull up any trees. Zaha,
I see your point.
Zaha, listen, we should have set him a deadline. I disagree. I think we should have set him a deadline. I think going to that Farmers League, good luck to him. He's done amazing things for this club, but just his petulance, his actions the past few years, and this now, and like the way he's obviously like he's gone over there. Videos just come out. He's shushing the fans. He's doing this, and he's not even said goodbye.
I'm going to show the video in a second.
He's not even said goodbye to Palace yet. Honestly, like I don't really want to swear on here, but he can go fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. He's tainted. He's tainted for me.
You're just emotional, Stan. That's what it is. You're just emotional right now.
Tainted, man. He's done. You know what?
We're a mates club. That's why we always keep Paddy. We give him a job. We give Sproney a job. We give Darren Powell a job. And
mate.
It's not like always a wise move. And that's why I think Parish just couldn't tell Wilf, right, can you stop pissing us about, please? We're trying to find someone new or replace it. But no, Damari Gray, and like he's in the same sort of bracket as Redmond or Lookman, and like people have been linked with eternally. Like, oh well, it's depth. It's a bit like Daryl Sanders Townsend, that kind of level of player. I don't really think he's going to have anything like the same sort of impact as someone like Wilf.
He'd be good in the Championship when we do eventually there, because
that's right. We got Plunge and the Blue Wave for that, and everyone else. Don't worry.
And unless they're going to pull a couple of rabbits out of a hat, that's the only way this club is going, I'm afraid. And we
need a season of no injuries, and again, no cup runs. And I think we have one thing over Saints. This team is they were quite. They had loads of youngsters, but no leadership. But we have got those heads like Schlupp in there. We might not have way too much longer, but we've got Johnson there. We've got a lot of players who've been there and done that. IU. So we have a little bit of experience in that regard. I don't think we're going to be as embarrassing as Saints, but when I look at other teams and their depth, there's only really Sheffield United I look at, and I think, wow, they haven't got as many as we have, like player-wise. Even Luton have got more depth in many regards. I can't say it's going to be good quality depth, but yeah, even Company and Burnley out there buying every week or so, they're buying someone new. So it is a bit worrying. At least we got Hodgson. If anyone's going to keep us up, it'll probably be him.
Do you think that's the reason why we have Hodgson? We knew about this.
Someone just put on this Twitter, Ian Wright Part 2, sickening. Oh, mate, you're not going too far. Can't say that.
I don't know. I'm just in disbelief. After I watch that video, I'm going to show that video. I don't know why I'm going to show it, but I am going to show it. It just doesn't feel right. Honestly, I feel like I'm in a dream right now. I'm at a grief stage. I'm at a grief stage. I just
the denial's over.
Yeah, exactly. I'm denial. I'm in denial.
You know
I'm in denial stage right now.
After that,
mate, I'm at depression, mate. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm about to have the maddest glass of wine after this, rude boy. Trust me.
You and me both, bruv. You know what? After today's 2 videos, though, of the plane and him with the fans, he can go fuck himself, mate. He's done great things for the club. Don't get me wrong, but he's a classless tosser as far as I'm concerned.
No, but the videos is not. Okay, I get what you're trying to say about a goodbye. He hasn't said goodbye yet because Palace haven't even said a goodbye yet. We haven't announced.
I don't want them recording goodbye videos with him either. It's embarrassing. Like, just fuck off, mate. Go.
I mean, would there be a point at this after all this fanfare that he's about to get right now? I mean, it will just feel a little bit. Could you really bring yourself to sitting there and watching the Zaha goodbye video or him sitting there talking? Yeah. What would be the point now? It's too late.
It's a bit like when Wan-Bissaka showed that Man United shirt, like, oh, mate, no, not now. Give it a few days at least.
It's done, man. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy, Stan, easy.
Wan-Bissaka hurt. But I don't think this genuinely hurts on a different level. It does. For reasons that are my personal reasons as well, right? So that's why it hurts on a different level. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. We just have to now move on. And I think this is the start of another era at Palace. I know we started under Patrick Vieira technically in the first season, bringing in Olise and Eze, but now it's Operation Survival, it feels like, because Olise has been rumoured, to potentially leave the club as well. So it's about keeping these players and trying to build on it somehow. But Chris, I think there's a lot of pressure on Steve Parish now. There is that. I mean, he has to try make his, show his worth in terms of, trying to keep these players as well as replacing Zaha. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, Hannah, we said on here, like, it's bubbling under. It's going to be a problem. This non-relationship about a minority, like, investor having the biggest say. What's going on with Blitzer? What's going on with Harris? What's going on with Texter? It could be, that kind of basket case season. He came out with a statistic about, was it that I think you can survive 10 years quite easily, or not easily, but some teams survive 10 years, but 11th years become very hard for people to survive. And all the factors are there, like the kind of oddness of giving your manager a 1-year contract, which is unheard of. The only other person I can think of who's ever had that was Copper when he was at Reading, but that's because Copper was just like an honourable bloke going, he only had one job to do. He said, if I don't manage it, then they should let me go. But I can't remember any other time that a manager's been given a 12-month contract, like a permanent, not like an interim or anything like that. That's one worrying sign. Obviously, I know his age comes into it. Then we have this, Guota might be off, Olise's might be getting upset. Eze's only got 2 years left. Can't even get someone like O'Brien to sign up. There's some worrying factors, but there's still time to save the season in the window and whatever else.
Exactly. Let's see what we do. Hopefully, Steve Parish. The biggest positive that I'm trying to take from it is hopefully Steve Parish has a point to prove. Hopefully, he's as hurt as us. I think he is because he's a Palace fan as well, and hopefully, he wants to go out there and actually spend money, bring in these players, and try to make Zaha regret his decision. I think that would be the best way of getting not revenge. I don't think revenge is the right word, but best way of getting back to Zaha, saying that's why you should have said that us. But we have to now prove it. It's on us now. It's on us to try to prove it, to keep these players and build on it and try to push on. We've got 4 owners. We've got one owner who just spent $6 billion on a team, for example. Like, it's crazy.
Were you too worried when he said he wanted reassurances from Parish? That was when I was like, oh shit. Then
me too.
That's the first time I was like, oh.
As soon as I heard that, I was just like, boy. I just started looking out the window like,
it's like the kind of vote of confidence you give a manager, or you get it on Football Manager. That's your days are numbered. It's a bit like he wants reassurances. Like, I can't really reassure him when you don't have any money, and with Crystal Palace, it's going to be quite hard.
Do you know what? Right? Do you know what it is? It's when you go home, right, and you've been out drinking all night, right, and then you go to your missus next morning. You're like, "You're right, babe," and she gives you the, "Yeah, I'm fine," and just sitting there scrubbing the dishes hard. You know it's over. You know it's over. Like, mate,
it's crazy.
But what a life!
It is what it is. We'll probably be on here way more often now because things are getting
you were complaining there's no news, and now look at it. Now you're gonna have to work really hard.
Exactly. I wish there was no news than this news. Honestly, I prefer it.
You want Chris Francis to be the big story, but this is it now.
Yeah, this is it now. Chris Francis will be taken over.
Jesus, Chris Francis, I'm done.
Next week's going to be exciting, I guess. We'll see.
Good luck, lads.
Well, look, Chris, really appreciate your time.
Easy, Chris.
Cheers. Thanks for the show.
Thank you. Next, let's bring on Nick as well. If you guys want to join us, make sure to click on the pinned comment, and then we'll bring on Joshua as well after Nick. Nick, how you doing?
You're all right. This is going to be longer than Lord of the Rings, isn't it, this show?
The legend has risen. The legend has returned. Look at this guy.
Right, I'm trying to be positive. Sorry about my hair. Should have brushed it before I came on. Right, we've got 3 England players, in the squad. We've still got those 3 England players. We didn't want Wilf to go to another Premier League team. He's gone somewhere else. He keeps getting injured. He was in the twilight of his career. Maybe one more year? Yeah, I'd have been happy with that. The window ain't shut yet. Okay? That can go 2 ways. It means we sell more of our stars, or we got more time to bring somebody in. They're not going to get these people. Steve Parish ain't no fool. He's not going to deplete the squad that much. Not going to deplete the squad that much. How much we buy Olise for? 7-8 million release clause? He's got the 35 million release clause. When we bought him, if you thought that we'd make 29 million on him, you'd have bit our hands off, wouldn't you?
But it's a bit of a blow. It will be a blow now.
It'll be a blow, yeah.
As well as we bought him 100%, yeah. But he's changed. He's even. I mean, look at Olise. I don't think anyone expected Olise to be this good, right? He's got all this hype already. So I don't. I'll be upset if he was elite for 35 million, 100%, despite the profit.
As you can see in my caption there, I felt worse when Hilaire left. I was gutted when Wilf left the first time. I'm not gutted now. We've played all right when he wasn't in the team. Before, when it was the tactics was give the ball to Wilf, yeah, I'd be worried. But we've got other players. Schlupp has been playing really, really well. I know people have been quoting him on here today. He's been playing really, really well out under Roy. You know what I mean? We don't know who's coming in. I've even seen Laporte being mentioned. Although, you know, we don't need more defender. But look at the players we have got. Look at the players we have got and how we've been playing without Wilf. His time's up, man. And he loves Palace. All these people quoting him and, you know, he was leaving these cryptic clues. But I think actually, you know, I can't read his mind, but that picture of him and his kids on the pitch where it had in the background, see you next season, that he was putting on Facebook. I think it's because he genuinely loves the club, but he wants to try somewhere else.
What do you think about the Galatasaray move? Do you think it's the right move for him?
I don't know. I wouldn't have gone to Galatasaray. I'd have gone to Fenerbahce only because I know it would please you. But no, you were on a win-win there, weren't you? But it'll be a different experience for him, and I want to see Wilf play in Europe. I really do, because I think the man deserves it. You know, he's a Champions League player, and he's going to get his chance. He's going to get his chance. He could have gone to Saudi Arabia. I'm so glad he didn't. But that's it. Chapter over. We move on. It's football.
Nick, what do we do now?
Do you know what I don't like about everything you did there, right? You're like that cool uncle. You know when you like fucked up in school and they give you this big speech and it's like, yeah, this is going to be... And then you just feel really positive about it. Like, you've just done that to me, man. Like, I was feeling super, super down. And you come in there with this speech and I'm like, crap, he's got some good points there. You've done me, mate. You've done me.
It's Twitter, man. It's social media.
It still hurts, man. It still hurts.
When Vince Hilaire left, I could only cry at my mum, not the rest of the world. You know what I mean? We're just going a bit mad because we can. He's been my favourite ever Palace player.
Some fair points.
Favourite ever Palace player, hands down. And I'm gutted he's gone. But
do you want to feel a bit more upset? You want to feel a bit more upset, Nick? Let me show you a video. Let me show you a video of Zaha addressing the Galatasaray
don't
fans.
do it.
Don't, because you know the plane one. Everybody kicking up shit about the plane video. Somebody stuck a camera in his face. He's not going to say, "No, I'm not telling you where I'm going." He's going to a new team.
No.
He's got to ingratiate himself with the new fans. What's he going to do? Say, "Oh no, I just want to give Palace fans a bit more time to get over it." He's not a fucking girlfriend. He's not gone to them on the rebound. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get it. But this is different. This is not a plain one. This is him outside the airport. He's going to get a lot of love in Turkey. There is that.
Trigger warning.
Amazing. Yeah, trigger warning. Palace fans, be prepared. But this is like a reality check as well. Can you guys see the screen? This is Zaha over in Turkey outside of the airport. Addressing the guy. Here, look.
He might come back with a whole new head of hair, mate. Brand new beard, brand new hair, back on his hair, everything.
New teeth.
New ears. Like, he could do anything out in Turkey, man, I tell you.
And I knew, I tell you what, when they did that thing at the end of the hours, that mural, I knew it was going. They did the same for Liverpool, Donny, didn't they, when they knew he was going? Do you think they'd have put that up if he was still staying for the season? Yeah. We knew it was happening. Come on, we knew deep down it was going to happen.
Then if we knew, then why are we waiting so long? Like, what's? I don't think we 100% knew, Nick. I don't think we.
No, you don't build statues and monuments for people that are still in that place, do you?
No, I get what you're trying to say, but I don't think we knew that 100% that he was leaving. I don't think that's what Will told us. Because even last week, according to reports,
Steve Parish has said loads of times, you don't believe 99.9%.
Okay, then that's okay. If we knew it, then that is absolutely even more dreadful by the club that we've waited this long in terms of as a Zaha replacement, because it seemed like that's been the excuse all along. Oh, we don't know about Zaha, so why are we waiting? Why are we waiting to get a left-sided winger? Dan Juma was available
all week.
There's other players that were available
all week on Twitter and Threads. And I'm going to big up Threads because it's better than Twitter. There ain't no right-wing arseholes on Threads yet. Give it time, but there will be. Everybody's been saying, we need to know by the end of the week. We need to know by the end of the week. We know by the end of the week and everybody's losing their shit. Come on. You can't keep anybody happy. Now
So
we've got
what-
time.
No,
I
Nick,
know
we
we've got
want to be
replacement.
negative. Let us live.
Sorry.
We want to be upset.
Sorry,
We're going
man.
through grief.
I'm
We're
going
going
on
through
holiday
grief right now.
Wednesday. That's why I'm so happy.
Oh, must be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So what next?
I'm stuck
now?
here with D, mate.
We're over. Well, not we. Palace are over in America. Where there's 2 games to be played there, but you would expect one of these signings, the Mario Gray or so, if there was to happen, to be joining that camp sooner rather than later. We have to get serious now, right?
Yeah. I mean, just having, if we sign anybody, just having one player, not with the rest of the squad, rather than the squad being split in 2 is a lot better than last season anyway. I don't know. It is what it is. It's football. As somebody said earlier, it might have been AJ. We'll go anyway. Even if we're bloody National League, we'll still be there at Palace. We'll still be doing these shows. It's that 90 minutes. It's that 90 minutes a couple of times a week or once a week where the rest of your life goes out the window and you're just shouting at the players on the pitch. And that's what football is. There's other things in life that are important. And, bread and circuses, mate. So maybe as I'm getting a bit older, I'm getting a bit more sanguine about it. Do you know what I mean? It's making no difference to my life whether Wilf's there or not. Be happy if we won something for once, but when's that going to happen? We're Palace fans. We're
Exactly.
at nearly the 40th anniversary of the ZDS, for fuck's sake. That's the only thing we've ever won. When I was your age, D, the only thing we'd ever won was the 3rd Division South. Think on that, man.
At least you won something.
Yeah.
Exactly. At least you saw your team win something. So
I can't
at least
believe
you got that.
they're talking about this new stand. It's going to have a museum in it.
This
For
new
what?
stat, museum,
kids.
what history? Oh, we sold Zaha on the state. That's our highlight. I mean, what
Nah, man, he'll be playing clips of you, D, mate. You and Patrick arguing with each other, mate. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Most famous Palace channel in the world. Look at that.
I don't know what this museum is going to hold, but that must be like the smallest museum in history. Like the entrance is there, the exit and entrance this close to each other. Like literally.
Yeah, wait till you see the gift shop.
Yeah, gift shop. We'll see. Well, look, Nick, really appreciate your time. Always
just
good to see you, Nick, mate. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you as well. Just wait till the window's over before we start panicking too much, because you never know what tricks are going to get pulled out of the bag. Dougie's made some fucking good signings over the years. There might be something that they're keeping from people. Why get everything out in the press? Do you know what I mean? These people writing these stories are writing stories because they want to get clicks and whatever.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
we'll see what
and
happens.
if Olise goes, we've got a good profit on him, and we've had the joy of seeing a really, really good player.
But it's too cheap for me, Nick. If Olise goes for 35 million, we don't know. That's ridiculous in today's market. Come on, today's market, that would be absolutely ridiculous. Even if we made a profit, that would be absolutely dreadful. I think that would probably hurt on the same level as well.
What if he's turned around and said, "That's the release clause I want"? I mean, who's gonna
but it should have been removed.
Coming to Palace
should have been removed. That's been the conversation from last year. Apparently, it got removed. So what's all this talk now? I mean, there's also question marks about it. But yeah, look, we'll see about that anyway.
If we're going to be honest, though, D and AJ, who's coming to Palace to win trophies, and who's coming to Palace as a stepping stone?
Yeah, stepping stone.
I mean?
It is. But we have to turn this club into something more serious than just a stepping stone. And
then we'll get too many plastics, and it won't be our little club.
Yeah, but that's the
We
reality.
got to fill that new stand anyway, so you never know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just Wavy Line take over Sainsbury's or Mace or Fine Fair or somebody like that. But there you go. Lovely seeing you all.
Take care.
I watched the last 2 hours. Don't worry.
No, we won't be off for that long. Don't worry. I'm
going to my bed in a minute. What are you talking about, mate?
I haven't had my tea yet. Waiting to come on.
Yeah, I've got a lot of things to do as well. But let's go through the last few guests and last comments, and then we'll wrap it up. But yeah, take care, Nick. See you later.
Cheers.
Okay. Jeez, even my laptop is going slow now. Let's bring on Joshua next, who's been waiting for a while. If you're enjoying the stream, people, if you can leave a like and subscribe if you're new, that'll be much appreciated. Let's bring on Joshua. Joshua, sorry about the wait, bro. How you doing? I think you're on mute.
On mute, mate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I
can hear you, bro. How you doing? You all right?
I'm good. Hope you guys are all right.
Yeah.
We are, sir. We are.
Oh,
Well,
thank you,
yeah.
man. I ain't
We're
know,
al-
man. I'm telling
I'm
you.
alive. I'm alive.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
in the
matters,
I'm
isn't it?
surviving. I'm surviving, just like Palace. What do you make of it all? Zaha leaving. Olise being rumored to potentially join Chelsea or Man City. It's like it's such a depressing day.
See, with the Zaha thing, when I'm looking at it, he's not the same player that he once was 3-4 years ago. Like we can see he is on the decline, innit? I think the thing with Zaha, I'm not actually a Palace fan, innit? I do like you guys, innit? So I follow you guys. But I think the thing with Zaha, he's almost like the spiritual leader of Palace over the last 5-6 years. You know, when you look at Zaha, he's the reason why you're, still in the Premier League. But when I'm looking at his quality nowadays, he's not the same player that he once was. He's still Palace's best finisher, best goal scorer, but the overall quality that he has isn't quite the same as what he once had. So I feel like the 4-year deal and him being the highest paid player, I think Palace have avoided that. I think it's kind of good that he's left. I think what hurts more is just almost the connection that you guys had with him, which is the bigger thing. So I think losing him isn't the end all be all. I think it hurts because it's like a new era, but I think in terms of everything, I think is the right decision. Because imagine giving him 4-year contracts at 30, he's declining physically, he's not quite as good as he once was. I don't think the optics looks quite good. Do you think I'm wrong for saying that, or how do you see that?
No, I like what you kind of said and the way you said it, actually. The one thing I would ask then is who do you think, because you mentioned spiritual player, right? Which is a very unique term. So who do you think is that aura then goes to now? Who do you think is the player that aura goes to now?
It's Eze. Eze is clearly
fair. Good answer.
He's clearly the player.
But do you think by losing Zaha, when you look at players like Eze and Olise, do you think that will be negative for them in a way, saying, we lost Zaha, we lost another piece, and when you look at them players, they will have ambitions as well, right, to play in Europe, to push forward as well. Yeah. And losing Zaha isn't really the greatest sign to those players that you want to keep at the club. Right now, we're hearing about Olise as well being, agreeing personal terms with Chelsea. Not that there's still transfer fee and all of that, but the fact that that's happening, that's not a good look as well.
You see, the thing was, I get what you're saying in terms of obviously long-term ambition. Those two are probably Champions League players. I think the biggest way that you could have replaced Zaha was buying a new striker. I don't think you could replace the winger version of him, but you need a goal scorer because Edouard isn't good enough. Mateta is not good enough. And I think the striker was the biggest weakness that Palace have had. I don't think Palace have really had a great... I mean, Benteke was the only one, but Palace haven't really had a great Premier League striker.
That's fair. You're right. Yeah.
It's only been Benteke. But what do you think about Demarai Gray, for example, as like a replacement? You probably haven't heard much about Franca. I don't know if you have, but he's youngster over in Brazil. He's been mentioned as well. But I mean, would that show the ambition needed after losing Zaha? Look, as a fan, I'll be honest, that won't excite me if we got Gray and we lost Zaha. It doesn't feel like... I think replacing him is always going to be hard. You can't replace Zaha. I don't think it's as simple as replacing him because, as you said, the bigger picture, how long he was at Palace, what it meant to the fans. But in terms of talent-wise, I don't think Demarai Gray would be the most exciting for like £12 million. I don't think that shows intent.
Nah, I think Demarai Gray would make sense as like a squad signing, someone that you bring off the bench. Because I remember him, he used to play for, was it Derby? And I remember him and I was thinking, this guy is a good talent. But in terms of, first team quality, I was looking more at you guys replacing Zaha with Hudson-Odoi if you possibly could get him. But I'm hearing obviously he's going to Lazio, which is kind of a funny move. But if there's still a possibility that you could get Hudson-Odoi, that would kind of soften the blow a lot.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I don't know what striker you can get on the market. I don't actually know any strikers that are affordable for Palace that you can get.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't mind me asking, so the other team, what team do you support?
Now, I used to support Chelsea, but nowadays I'm a neutral.
You're neutral. You just sit on
fair.
You're doing the best thing, bro. You're honestly doing the best thing. You're just living life as it is. So, as you said, you used to support Chelsea. So, in terms of like Olise going to Chelsea, would that be the right move for him? Do you think at this point in time?
I feel like Chelsea still need to set the foundations with Pochettino. I think I don't like the models that some of these big clubs do when they hoard a lot of the these like talents. So Chelsea are buying a lot of young talents. I think first of all, Chelsea need to have.
I think your connection's a bit jumpy right now. Is it just me?
He said have something, and then that was it. That's all I got.
Yeah. I think it's frozen right now. I think we might have lost Joshua.
Oh,
am I back?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah.
So you were saying Chelsea need to sign something beginning with H?
Yeah.
No, I was saying Chelsea need to build their core first before they start looking at Olise, in my eyes, because they're still not set in terms of their squad, and obviously they're buying a lot of young players, and I get the idea of almost bring them all together, but at the same time, is a very dodgy sort of way to do things, buying too many young players at one time. So I don't think for Olise, I don't think that's the best path for him to go.
Yeah. He's still young as well. And he wants to play. He needs to play week in, week out. That's why he's been developing so much. He's been playing week in, week out, Palace at Premier League level. But yeah, it's about Zaha replacing him, and that is not going to be easy at all. So in terms of him going to Galatasaray, what do you actually make of that as a move for Zaha? Don't you think he could have offered a bit more elsewhere?
I think the right word is probably anticlimactic. You would have thought he would have gone somewhere higher, but I guess it was also the level that he's at nowadays. He's not the same Zaha that we're talking about. If Zaha went in 2017, 2018, he's going to maybe like Atletico for example, right at a top Champions League team. I think it's just the level that he's at nowadays, where he is 30, he is declining. He can't necessarily command that interest that he could a couple of years back. So it's disappointing, even looking at it from my perspective. I would want to see him higher, but he wants to play Champions League football, so it's good for him, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah. The only thing is really about like Champions League football and how much you'll play. For a team that's been struggling to come out of group stages for a long time, and I think it's only come out of group stages like 2 or 3 times in the last like 10, 15 years, or even longer than that. It's a case of how many Champions League games would you play each year, and is it worth it? It's like the pros and cons, but I guess it's still more than you would play.
I mean, you get the experience. You get 6 games.
Yeah, you get the experience from it. You would have expected him maybe to join a bigger European club, but then again, teams might not want Zaha because of his age and injury concerns. But it just feels like a retirement-esque move. Like, I still think he's got a bit more to offer than to go Turkey right now, in all honesty. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But look, bro, really appreciate your time. You talk a lot of sense as well. So feel free to jump on whenever.
I appreciate that. Sorry for my internet.
Cheers, brother. Don't worry about it, brother. Cheers, man.
If you guys want to join us live, make sure to click on the pinned comment to join us and to have your say on the Zaha situation. And more thanks to every single one of you who's joined us. We've been going on for 2 hours. If you can just smash the like button if you've been enjoying the stream, and subscribe if you're new here and don't want to miss out on future Palace content, because there'll be a lot coming now. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let's bring on Luca next. Luca, you there?
Hey, lads.
Is it okay if you could turn on the camera if possible, please?
I can try, but the quality is absolute shite.
Okay, if you can, that'd be much appreciated. If not, then it's fine.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good.
That's fine. Zaha, off he goes. He's in Turkey, official, holding the Galatasaray flags. It hurts, but it's happened. What do you make of the whole situation?
Because this morning I was at a sleepover and we stayed up really. So I didn't even catch it till the afternoon when I had to go. Went to sleep in the afternoon, and then woke up, and then I just went on Twitter and just a whole thing about because a few days ago I was actually fairly confident I would be staying, because around Wednesday there was a lot of talk that he could be staying. It just came as a massive surprise, and I don't even know what to say. It's just kind of heartbreaking, really.
Yeah, it hurts. It's
fair.
End of an era. It's the end of an era for a player that had a lot of memories at the football club. But for me, the thing that hurts the most is, maybe I'm being a bit too selfish, but it's how he left and where he left to. I think if Wilf was to leave, I would have liked to see him at the top level, and I just don't think the Turkish league is that. I just don't think it is that. Maybe his age plays a part to it, but I guess it speaks volumes. There's two ways of looking about it. I think it speaks volumes about us as well. That the fact that he wanted to go and play in the Turkish league. They have Champions League football. I know we don't have that, but he's not going to play Champions League football week in, week out. And maybe about himself and how he sees Palace as a project. Like, what do you make of the whole situation about Turkey?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of especially abuse online for his brother. It's just Turkey is an odd one. I did expect at least a top 5 league, and if not, maybe like Ajax, like a top team in like the Dutch league. So I did not expect what they considered like you said earlier, a retirement league for a lot of big players. Obviously, like Mauro Icardi go there recently, and it just doesn't really feel right because from a young age, he was basically the player that got me into Palace. Him and Balassi, he was all about proving himself as an elite player, and I don't really see how you do that going to a team to a league like the Turkish one. Galatasaray are a decently large team, don't get me wrong, but
yeah, they are. They're a big team.
Like you said, they don't get out of the group stage all that often. It's like I said, pretty much just 6. I mean, for him, it's probably a great experience. Probably get to play against at least one European giant, but I get the Turkish league just doesn't sit right with me because I say it's just a bit of it's like Joshua said before, very anticlimactic. It's just not what you'd expect from our better of the Premier League era, especially on a free.
So I think this is now, like, looking ahead now, it's time for Palace to sort everything out as well. I think this is now a big moment at the club. Zaha has officially left. It's the day we've been all dreading, but some people would have liked it to happen. I know not everyone's upset about it. What do you think needs to happen now going forward? Of course, we need to replace Wilf. Do you think it's a case of 2 left wingers, 1 left winger, 1 striker? Like, what type of business do you want to see now that's happened? Because another positive is, if you see it as a positive, we've got money left over. We didn't give £200,000 a week to Wilf, which was offering. So if we split some of that into transfer budget / wages as well, there should be a bit of funds there to bring in another replacement.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to, as simple as it will be, we do need to now get down to business. Our attacking options, as I see it for this season right now, is just absolutely disgraceful. And especially with Olise out for 3 months, we absolutely need a minimum a striker and 2 left wingers, and maybe a fullback, but just left wing would have to be a priority. And given how much we've been scouting him and kept housing him, I really hope. I mean, I've never seen him play, no YouTube compilation like that, but I trust Dougie, and I think Matthias Franke, get him with whatever money we have left for Zaha. And you mentioned Gray. If we did sign, he would be certainly a squad option, but he just not who you'd want to replace your club legend.
Yeah, I agree as well. In terms of now, like Demarai Gray, Franco talk, there's also Olise as well. We can't lose Olise, can we, in this window? Not in the same window as losing Zaha. It just can't happen. Like, give it at least till like next summer. We can't. We have to have him for another year. It just feels too much.
Yeah, we can't lose two excellent attacking players in the same window. And I mentioned apparently there's release clause. I read last year that the release clause had been removed.
So Matt Woosnam tweeted about it today. He said it's complicated, and I believe that he deleted that tweet of it's complicated. So they reported it. Athletic reported it. I mean, Athletic's the most reliable source. And now it's complicated. So I don't know what that means. Hopefully we find out sooner rather than later, because we all thought that was removed. And if that's the case, then that's nothing. That is free. That's near enough free signing for these 35 million for Olise. It's absolutely nothing in today's market with some of the crazy amount of money going towards certain players. I think that'll hurt on the same level as Wilf, because that's too cheap. Like, you want at least proper money for Olise, and I think that would be a poor thing to happen if somehow we lost him for that much amount of money. But are you hopeful that this is just paper talk? Why are you saying that? Ornstein is reporting it, Romano's reporting it, the top sources are reporting it. What do you think it is? Is it wages? The agent wants a bit more wages now because Zaha's left? Is it that? I'm hoping it's that, and he ends up staying.
I am as well. I do think, especially now that because he was already on 130 grand a week. We need to put some of that money towards Gehi if we can. Like, give Eze more money. At least say Gehi. We need to, if we can, extend their deals, make them more valuable, and then if we do end up selling them, it'll be for a big fee. But yeah, for us, 35 million would be absolutely criminal to lose them for. Because if you see that Havertz went to Arsenal somehow for 60 plus million, and at least he's twice
Barnes as well. So Harvey Barnes apparently went for, Colin is saying Harvey Barnes went for £50 million, which is a lot of money. I mean, Olise, that's what I'm saying, 35 million in today's market is nothing. It is absolutely nothing. We need to be getting more than that. And hopefully that is a case of just paper talk, and hopefully it's just a case of offering them more money. But who do you think is now the next player to take over from Wilf? Wilf was that guy. And I think we need to have one of these players to build around. We can't just sell every single one of them. Who do you think that should be?
I do think that will be Eze. I think he's got a bit of a similar character to him. He's got that, especially in Wilf's earlier days, he was very dynamic with the ball. He's got a similar play style, similar attitude. And I really think Eze is that guy. He's the guy to build it around. Whilst Olise could leave, we could get a replacement. I think Eze is similar to Zaha. He's just such a unique player in his, again, me and my dad absolutely love it. He just kind of glides across the pitch. I could not name you another player who does that. He's just, like I said, he is that guy to build it around. And I think the midfield we have this season really complements him with the Kure and Lerma. But just he needs those attacking options to get the ball out to, and currently we really don't have that.
Yeah. It just feels crazy right now. It just feels crazy. What a crazy day. Zaha, just seeing the videos. I don't know if you've seen the video, but of him outside of the airport, wearing a Galatasaray flag. It just doesn't feel right. I'm still in disbelief. It's a hard day, but it is what it is. I'm just upset of the club that he picked. I would have preferred it to be somewhere else, somewhere bigger, maybe a bit more, one of the top 5 European teams. Well, it is what it is. I guess we just have to build on, and it's a new era. And we'll see if we can do a decent job with that, because we relied on Wilf a lot, and Wilf did keep us up in lots of seasons. Will probably saved us over hundreds of millions of pounds if you talk about relegation costs, because he played a massive part when we didn't have the Ezes and the Olise. So credit there always due. That's why I didn't have a problem offering him £200,000 a week. But now when you look at the bigger picture, it's just the fact that he's left us in 23rd of July, and it's not that long till the season starts. Like only a few weeks now. So that's what hurts the most. Now we have to get serious, and let's see what we do. But look, Luke, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for your call, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon.
Cheers, Luca.
Thanks for having me.
Take care.
What the hell?
What happened to you? What happened to you? Oh, did your phone just die? Oh, I guess we're losing AJ as well. But oh, what a stream, people. Olise, I guess we'll talk about him a bit more. But Wilfried Zaha has officially left Crystal Palace. He's over in Turkey, which is very disappointing. But look, we're going to wrap it up. We've been going on for 2 hours. If you guys have enjoyed this, but if you can leave a like and subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. But also, I want to say thank you to everyone who's called in. Thank you to everyone who's left comments. It is a sad day. It is what it is. We just have to now, build on, because as people have said, we're not Zaha FC. He's, in his 30s as well now, so he's not the youngest. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, there's been other players that's left as well. But actually, before we go, look who it is. As I'm wrapping up the show, you just want to join now. You had like 2 hours to join.
I was playing golf, mate. What's wrong with you?
Is it?
Yeah, I was playing golf. But I enjoyed the stream though. I'm not gonna lie, I've enjoyed the stream a lot. It's been a lot of emotions being expressed. Too much emotion for me. And I have to give a credit to Tim and Henry for their points of view because it took the emotion out a bit. Again, we gotta give it a couple of days, but too many people on the show have been too emotional, bro. Listen, man, you can't listen. I know we're upset that he left, but I told you he wasn't coming back for one. That's the first thing. And two, we can't get all upset that he made a decision for his family. He just did. He made a family for himself. So it's what it is, bro. You know?
Yeah. What do you make about Galatasaray though?
See, the team I don't care about because I think it was Henry that made the point. I mean, I know Stan was putting down Turkey and stuff like that, but he's going to win something there, D, and he was going to win nothing with us. He's not going to win. He's not going to win unless he gets relegated to win the championship next season. It wasn't going to be nothing with Palace. You know that. So if you win the Turkish Cup or the Turkish League, it's better than nothing. And now people say, "Oh, it's only Turkey," but you know what? Again, it's better than nothing. So for me, Galatasaray probably wasn't the best move for him. But I don't honestly know what his real offers were. I don't think he had a Saudi offer for more money, or if he had the Lazio offer, or Rome, or wherever. So the team that he went to doesn't bother me. Notice it wasn't a local team like West Ham. I know Stan said something originally going to West Ham. Hell no. Hell no, man. I'm glad he went to Europe. I don't even know Galatasaray as a club, like as far as, you know, how they are or whatever. No, I don't care that he went to Galatasaray. So from that standpoint, it doesn't bother me. So, I mean, again, you know Turkey better than I do. I heard you talking about Turkey. I know it's a weird club, but Fenerbahce fans were moving mad towards him and his fiancée. So maybe he figured, you know what, these guys are calmer than them. So, but again, it is what it is, man. To me, I wish him all the best because, listen, you gotta do what's best for yourself.
Yeah. It's just disbelief, Patrick. It's just disbelief. The fact that
I understand. I get it. I get it. But but the thing is, why it doesn't bother me as much? Because I didn't think it's coming back. I know you thought I was joking about it when I said it, but I never thought it was going to come back. Because if he was going to come back, he would have come back right away. But again, someone mentioned before, I don't know who it was. Blame on the ownership and on Parish. Because Parish, you can't let your best player go into the last year's contract and not have a deal. You can't do that. So for me, that's on him. That is 100% on Parish. So blame him, and then to go and let him leave and then not even replace him. And I know you guys talk about Frank or Damari Gray. Hey, mate, yo, drop me out with those two, seriously. But him saying you can't replace him. You can't replace him. So whether you get Constantinople, whether you get Gray or replace Wilf, they're never going to replace him. So I wish him all the best. Good luck to him. Honestly, I got no hard feelings with none. I'm talking about that. What I saw, my favorite player when I was a kid was Kenny Sansom. He left. And then Ian Wright was my second favorite player. He left. My third favorite player was Yannick Bolasie. He left. And now Will, my fourth player, he left. So they all leave, man. So you got to deal with it. They all leave, bro. They always leave. And you know why? As you said, because our club has no ambition, bro. It comes down to that. I'm going to say it again. 10 years in the Premier League, we have no ambition. It's just to stay up. And if I was Wilf, I'm leaving. If I'm Olise, I'm leaving. If I'm Eze, I'm leaving. If I'm Gay, I'm leaving. You have to leave. There's no reason. Why are you saying Palace, bro? To do what? Finish 12th? 14th? Nah, man. I got no problem players want to leave. If you have ambition in your life, I respect you in anything, whether it's work or sports or whatever. Our club has no ambition, bro. If you just stay up, and that's not good enough for me. It never has been over the last 3 years. It was in our first year under Pulis, and our second year under Allardyce, our third year under, Pardew. But now, bro, come on, man. We're in this league now for 10 years. And all we care about is staying up. Now, they said they want to get 10th. All right, good luck with that. Good luck with top 10 without Wilf and without Olise. Good luck with that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, it is gonna be hard. But you know why I'm annoyed about it more than anything? It's just the club that he's joined. He came out of nowhere as well, man. He came out of nowhere.
I get that. You're a Fenerbahce guy. Of course, Galatasaray is gonna hurt, man. I get it. And listen, and your emotion, I respect a lot more because he's going to Turkey. You get that whole rivalry. So you know what I mean. But people talking about, he didn't smile at me or he didn't sign autographs for me. Come on, man, get over that nonsense. That's ridiculous. I mean, my nephew met him, all right? Because he's in 20. And he was like, my brother goes, "You're gonna sign it." And he goes, "Okay." I'm upset to him. You're going to be excited. Because Wilfried's a moody person. Okay, so what? I've met tons of athletes in my life. Over here in America, ton. Some sign, some don't. Some say hello, some don't. That's how they are. They're human. They have emotions. Call them in a bad mood. Who knows? But you can't be that for the reason why. Oh, pissed off, he didn't sign that for me. Come on, man. That's embarrassing. You can't get it. But again, everyone's different, man. It's emotional. I get it. It's emotional. I get that part.
I don't think people realize how big the rivalry is between Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. It was to an extent.
I don't.
History, to an extent that Fenerbahce fans couldn't go to Galatasaray as away fans up until like a few years ago. Galatasaray could have come to Fenerbahce because it's going to sound ridiculous, but fans got killed. Like that's how it was. This is how serious.
That's crazy.
It's how serious this rivalry is, and you know, the fact that he's gone to Galatasaray, I'm sorry, but off my books, he's done in my books for my personal reasons. Nothing to do with Palace, off my books, like he's written off because this is like it's abnormal. This type of rivalry, there's nothing like this in England. You get it? It's just the way of life in Turkey is different, right? Turkey is not a country that is mega wealthy. The level of wealth there for the average person it's not nothing like England, for example. We can all go out, we can all enjoy our lives, we can do different things. In Turkey, life is just football. Yeah, that's how it works in Turkey. And people take it seriously. People take it seriously to an extent where even to this day, Fenerbahce fans can't go to Trabzon. That's another big club in Turkey. Even to this day, away fans can't go. I know Fenerbahce can go Galatasaray and stuff. Because it's serious. Fenerbahce, just history in terms of how much football means, in terms of how much football means to Turkish fans, it's beyond stupid at times. I mean, the Fenerbahce team bus to the team that we can't go to, like as away fans, it got shot. And it was near a bridge where the bus could eventually end up in the sea. Like that's how serious it is. A team bus got shot because of football. Like. Yeah. And when
that's mad.
When people talk about even responses in Will's thing, I said it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. As someone who's Turkish, it's embarrassing. But I understand the reason why. And Galatasaray fans would have 100% done the same thing if it was opposite side. The Galatasaray fans didn't have the opportunity, and despite that, there was still some posts. They didn't have the opportunity because Galatasaray and Wilf, they were never really linked like that. Fenerbahce was out.
Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah,
right.
Put it under choice. That's why Fenerbahce fans were doing the same, but Galatasaray fans would have done the same as well. It's crazy.
Right.
People in Turkey is crazy to the belief that it's part of it. There's two religions in Turkey: Islam and football. That's what people say.
And football.
It's
I got you.
And this is big. This is big. And I'm telling you now, you can imagine how much hate Wilf is going to get in that derby game now. That is going to be crazy.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be bad.
It normally is bad. So I've been to a Fenerbahce Galatasaray game, and I've never seen anything like that before. Never. I go Palace Brighton. I've been Palace Brighton. Palace Brighton compared to Fenerbahce Galatasaray, it's absolutely nothing. I mean, going Brighton, I don't fear for my life. In the Fenerbahce Galatasaray games, I've never seen Right Shield police standing on a corner flag because bottles are getting thrown and stuff like that. But that's how it is. It sounds crazy, but that's just the way of life there. You get it. And unfortunately, for me, based on that rivalry, I think he done a wrong decision. He done a wrong decision going there. But that's just my personal agenda. That's my personal agenda. But even if we move personal agendas aside, Patrick, I just respect Wilf. I respect Wilf a lot and his planets a lot. I just think going to Turkey at 30 years old, I just don't know if it's a... Icardi went there, to be fair, but I think like based on the offers that he had, I just think he has a bit more to him than just going to Turkey at this stage. I don't know. I see him as.
So what offer would Chidi have taken it if not this one? Which one would you that he had? Which one should he have taken? He really wasn't going to PSG. We all know that. No chance.
They were talking about I don't know. There's Marseille, Lazio for reasons outside of football. I probably wouldn't have took that because of how it is. PSG seemed like they were interested for a while.
Yeah, there's no way he's replacing Mbappe or on Neymar. He's not. I mean, I love Wilf. He's not good enough player. He's not good enough.
As an option, you could have gone PSG, and I think PSG have a way bigger chance of a deeper run because Galatasaray in the Champions League is a group stage team. I said this before.
No. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm not saying they're going to get that. I'm just saying he's going to play in Europe definitely, even if it's qualifying, and he's going to win a trophy, whether it's the Superliga or the Cup. You know he's going to win a trophy. I mean, let's be honest. He's going to win a trophy.
He's winning a trophy for trophy's sake because I'll be honest. I said this. People thought I was sounding bitter, but I'm genuinely not. I'm not bitter about this. I think no one is going to really talk about Zaha in a year's time. He'll be forgotten, like in terms of the football landscape, because no one looks at the Turkish league. Do you watch the Turkish league, Patrick?
No, I you know what? Funny, it actually comes on Bein Sport. I told you I do watch it. It comes on Bein Sport in America. I watch it once in a while. I don't know why, but I just do. I'm a football fan.
No. It doesn't have the attraction in Turkey. It'll be massive. Zaha's going to be massive.
No, it doesn't. But I'm telling you now, I'm going to watch it now, though. I'm going to watch it right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm definitely going to watch all of their home games. If they're on TV, I'm going to watch them. I am. I'm going to still hope he does well. I'm still going to watch those guys. That's who I am. I'm still going to watch his games. But I totally get. See, again, with you, I get your emotional part because, again, that personal rivalry part, no one can understand that part. But I don't understand the Palace fans who are bitter about him leaving and saying, why Galatasaray? And I'm to myself, well, honestly, I'm not sure you really had that much of a choice. Maybe he could have gone Saudi. To me, Saudi's a much worse. I'd had a bigger problem in going to Saudi. I want a problem with the money. I have a problem with the Saudi, how Saudi runs themselves with the whole government and stuff like that. So, and that league's a real joke because they got Cristiano Ronaldo, but let's be honest, guys are only going there for the money. I mean, the course that league is a joke. Let's be honest. That's like the old NASL in America when they bought all the old stars to make it a league, hoping that one day it would be a real league, and it never became one, and then got the MLS. So I don't respect that. To me, at least he went to a European league. Yeah, if he'd gone to Bayern or something like that, been better, or Dortmund, but they would never. I never really heard anybody say he was given a firm offer. This guy said they came out of nowhere. It was like they're interested, and he signed. Do you know what I mean? It was like, what? You know what I mean? So
you're going to play.
Right. So for me, this might have been his only firm offer. I don't know. I'm just saying because to me, it might have been his only real firm offer. He just said, you know what? I'm going to. Because everybody was talking about going to wait to the end of the month because of the agent stuff. All that stuff was nonsense. I'm saying the media. I love the media team, but sometimes they don't get it right. I mean, they're human. They get it wrong. They don't read it right. No one read it. They're like, okay, Fenerbahce and blah, blah, blah. But no one got this one right, buddy. No one did it. That's why everybody's so mad. So me, aside, I'm not happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy because I wanted to stay, but I'm over it. Thinking back would have shocked me. And I'd have been happy as hell, but I'm like, you know what? You know how I've been, bro. What are you saying, man? Right now, I'm so down on Palace. I've never been more down on Palace than I ever. You know me, bro. I've never been down on Palace than I am right now. Never. But I'm not upset because I expect this to happen because when you act like this is what happens. He said, I want you to show ambition. And what have we done? Signed Jefferson Lerma. Bro, come on, man. And if he signed the penny left, I might be more upset. You know, we signed a real right back, a real striker, signed Frank already. I'm like, you know what? Come on, Wilf. But we've shown no intent, bro. You know what I mean? None. Come on, man. And do it after he's gone. I like papering over the cracks, man. That's what Patrick can do. He'll go and make a signing now and try, you know how you love to do the media. I won't be surprised if we start Frank tomorrow. We're not even surprised. I swear to God. I'm paying over the odds for the guy because that's how Parish moves. He reacts. He's not proactive, he's reactive. You know, we lost Vieira. No one ready to take over. Oh, let's go get Hudson. Hudson's going to retire? No. Let's get him back again. Man, our board's moving mad, man. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. Sorry. I'm sorry. So.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I guess we're going to see. I guess next week's going to be massive.
Well, I'll be there Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing now.
You know the funny thing is?
I'll be in Chicago Wednesday.
The funny thing is that Palace are on the plane right now as well. We're going to America. Zaha went the other direction. We're going to we're on a plane right now as well. And
that's mad, isn't it? That's mad.
And the quality on that plane
is I saw it. It's not great. It's not great.
It's not great. But at least we're close to Franca. So Franca could just hop on a plane.
Like I said, bro. If they don't get now, I'd be shocked. They don't announce him tomorrow or Tuesday. They gotta do something, right? They gotta do something now. They can't just sit back and say, okay, lost our biggest player ever in the Premier League history. let's go out and do nothing. But you know what? Honestly, with this board right now, doing nothing sounds about right. I'm not even lying. I'm serious. Doing nothing right now sounds what they're going to do. I mean, to me, I have no faith in this board right now. So they can prove me wrong. I'd be happy to say, okay, I was wrong. But right now, I am not hopeful at all. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do you think, just before you go, do you think that this board, or especially like the likes of Parish, I just see him wanting to prove Zaha wrong, not in like a pity way, but he just wants, like, do you get it? He would want to prove him wrong to say, that's why I should have stayed at Palace. Do you think now we will start acting way more serious in terms of even transfers and targets and try to push forward? Is this like a reality check for us?
That sounds great, and I love it to be true. I don't see that. No, I think, again, I'm gonna say that I think Parish does have Palace's best interest at heart. He really does, but he just moves way too cautious for me. I can't take it. I can't. So will he say, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong? No. I mean, all he cares about is staying up. So all they care about this year again is staying up, and then next year, possibly next year, with hopefully that stupid stand gets started to get built, so the money precise for that. We have money, but Will's gone. You don't care. Nah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Like, this is only starting.
We'll see.
It's gonna be busy. Funny thing is, I'm going to Turkey too. So, funny enough, I'll be there in about 2 weeks' time. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I do end up seeing him. Maybe
when the season starts?
What was that?
You should go to Galatasaray. When the season starts? Soon?
I can't even go to a game. So do you know how it works over there?
No.
The ticketing. So the ticketing works like this. So you have a card. It's system base, which has a photo on it, and it says that it will say that I'm a Fenerbahce fan, so I'm not allowed to buy Galatasaray tickets.
Oh wow! So they don't want to do no kind of fan anything with the fans interacting, right? Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
it's not that you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like that.
So in Turkey, you can't just buy. It's not something to do with membership. It's the opposite. So here in this country, you have to get membership, right, for each club. Like players have their own membership. But in Turkey, it's like a whole system base for the whole league. So it's called Paso League.
Wow.
You basically it's like a card, ID card. I could probably, if I had it next to me, I'll show it to you. Let me see if it's actually in here. I don't think it's in here. But yeah, if you just basically have a card, and based on that, no, I don't have it here. But based on that card, that's how you can buy a ticket. So no. But funny enough, I'll be there, Patrick. I'll be there to watch him.
Crazy.
I went to that game before, and 100% I'm going to go again. And this
time,
you
go to that game? Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Derby game. I went there before.
Wow.
I went there about pre-COVID 2020 to watch a game. Very intense game. And I have to go now because Wilf is on the other side. I have to go now. That just adds an extra bit of spice. extra bit of spice to the derby. So yeah, it'll be good. I'm probably gonna go to that game, but it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. I won't watch him. I'm definitely not going to Galatasaray Stadium. 100% not. But I'll watch him on TV. On TV at least, anyways. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But look, Patrick, I'll leave you to it because I'm gonna wrap up as well. I've been going over for 2 hours. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll talk a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of things that's gonna happen from here onwards.
All right, bro.
All right then. Take care, Patrick. I see you. Okay, people, I'm gonna wrap it up as well. You can probably understand over 2 hours now talking about Wilf. It is draining. It's been a draining day, depressing day, demoralizing day. But thankfully, it's the end of a week. It's the end of a week rather than the start of a week. We end it with Wilf leaving, but tomorrow is the start of a new era. And it's time for us to get serious as a football club. As people have said, there's still, a long time till the window's shut, but we need to get serious about business now because things about, Olise potentially leaving, it doesn't help the situation. Hopefully Patrick is right and we do bring in some of these players. But before I do leave, thank you to every single one of you that's been with us for the past 2 hours. I know some of you have joined, left as well. Thank you to everyone who's called into the show as well. That's it from me. Hopefully you all keep safe and we'll be back most likely tomorrow talking about what's next and hopefully talking about a few signings for Palace because enough is enough about players leaving. It's time to get serious and bring in players. Lerma, very good signing. Chris Francis, with all due respect, I'm not going to speak about him because I don't see him as a first-team player. But now it's time for us to prove Zaha wrong. But we will do it I guess we're going to find out. Until next time, up the Palace.